What are we
Ready to
doing?
die.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm
You know.
not to do anything. I have such a vague idea, and I was like, I should write things down, but everything is
Nah.
so.
We're doing it live, boys.
It's
Isn't
so
that just
nebulous.
D&D?
I mean, that's kind of what you get. You can only plan so much.
When I opened up the Roll20 thing this morning, it was just a blank like white sheet because the map hadn't loaded in yet, so it looked like it was the "This is fine" dog on a white sheet of paper with a tiny, tiny red no down on the bottom. And I was like, this is exactly what it's gonna be like. Yes.
No.
Did G do this last week or the last time we played? After
I
I
didn't do
left?
anything.
You
I
didn't?
don't know who drew the "This
No.
is fine" dog.
It was
How do you
me.
erase? How do you erase stuff? I fucked
You
it
have
up.
to select it. You have to select it and hope that
But what
it's
if
the
it's
piece that
part
you
of everything else? No.
Then you gotta
Yeah.
redo
Nah.
that part.
You have to redo
That
it.
whole thing. Yep.
God damn it. So, bitch.
I was even gonna
Fuck.
write myself like some stuff to read out instead of, pulling it straight up out of my ass, but I guess we're doing this live. And
Hell yeah.
I
if
feel
my
that too.
narration is not on point, whatever. You're dying anyway, so.
Hey, I have a plan.
Rude.
It's not a good plan. I think my
But it's the
plan will.
plan.
It maybe. There's definitely plan-shaped elements to it.
It definitely begins with a P and ends with an N. So,
Yep.
yeah. The middle is
Sure does.
somewhere else.
There we go. Slightly less shitty.
Slightly less shitty
Still
thumbs
pretty
up.
shitty. Still pretty shitty, but slightly less shitty.
No one can draw hands.
I can.
Shut up.
They have all the power. They can do it all.
I know.
Sorry, it's like my only flex as an artist. People are like, I can't draw hands. I'm like, me, I can draw hands.
It's a solid flex.
I know. Rightful flex.
All right. Well, given the fact that I think we are all still struggling against the issue of, some people having to go to bed early because they have work the next morning.
Fucking work.
Sorry.
I believe I should. No, it's all right. We can't help it. I'm the only one who's doing this at noon.
Kinda
Oh.
noon-ish. It's early evening for Earth.
Oh yeah.
Early evening? I mean,
late
early
evening.
morning almost.
Oh yeah. Well, regardless, I believe we ought to start where we left off, which is the
Yes.
inn. Now, here's the deal. I'm gonna put you in the inn.
Oh my god, there's so much
Here's
drawing.
the inn. It has been there are so many drawings. I think that this is clearly indicative of how much you guys have loved this place
And you're
over the
about to
past.
fucking
I
destroy it. Don't do it.
Listen, it's entirely up
Just
to you.
don't.
Look, there's little hearts on the bottom. One of them says love archery, the other one says love ass.
Yeah, I think it's boobs. Boobs or ass. It's one of the two.
Okay. Well, what else is there? Boobs and ass, that's all we care about.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got, you got the swords. Cray, paint us a picture. What did you do on the evening before this all went down?
Oh,
Before any of this began, what were you doing? What is an average, for posterity's sake, what have you been up to while your friends have been out adventuring?
He's mostly been helping Savid, I think, around the tavern. So we probably had the dinner rush, and he walked around with Bird Des on his shoulder and took orders and served plates and helped Savid cook as much as Savid would let him. During the day, he works in his forge, and he probably has finished his various projects, and is just waiting for the party to return so that we can try to get Carter back, or deal with Vernhala, or any of the other problems that he's aware of. Those are
Mm.
only a fraction of the total problems we have.
This is true.
He
Yes.
probably went to sleep earlier than Savid. Savid probably stays up later and then trances so that they start their day around like 6 for the morning,
Mm.
breakfast. So he probably went to bed, and was probably having a pretty nice dream when he was woken up by ascending from despair, warning him of an avalanche. And I think that was where we were. He's kind of just been enjoying the simple life there, just building up the reputation of the tavern and feeding the people and just trying to take it easy the last few days. Now, he is still always an adventurer, so he's always prepared, which means his weapons may be downstairs in his armory, but he has his like oh shit bag of, rope, his various
Right.
other magical doodads that he casts with. His armor is usually right there in the room with him, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
He is also, since you guys have been gone, built himself a new steel defender that is noticeably larger than Dionadar was. Um, and he's probably like laying in his bed that morning when he gets woken up, and the new defenders up on like the foot of his bed with his whole head across Kray's lap as Kray is kind of like snoring loudly.
All right. We don't have a token for that, huh?
I haven't gotten that ready yet.
That's okay. All right. Well, what should we do? Because I want to get into it, and I don't want to use Dionadar's token out of respect for her. However, here's the situation. I do need to know one more thing, and that is, have you just kept my placement of Carter's body correct here on the map?
Yes, he would have just
Okay.
kept him in his old bedroom.
Okay. Sounds good. Here's the thing. So here's how this goes down. You get woken up by Dessa's message. I believe we all remember what that's like. Des just sent failed, scattered. She told you that Strahd found her near Kresk, or found her and threatened to avalanche Kresk. Also told her to pick someone to die, so she said Carter. And
So don't
told
bring him
you,
back yet.
yeah, don't bring him back yet, because otherwise that's gonna be, Carter dies to electric boogaloo. So,
Oh no.
Oh
uh,
yeah.
you went ahead and replied to her, I believe, right? And I'm sorry, I didn't actually write your reply down.
No, his
Um,
was something. It was more of like a never failed, you know, that kind of stuff.
yeah,
But just
yeah,
acknowledging that, oh shit, avalanche.
right. Um, and then she also sent the same message to Savid as you were kind of processing the fact that she has indeed told you that there is an avalanche. Now, here's the
She
thing.
said there might eventually be an Allen. She didn't know it was going to happen right
She didn't know what
now.
was going to happen right then. That was just sort of
Yeah.
That's
narrative
He said
timing.
that there. He was like, "Hey, I'm gonna avalanche the place," and she's like, "Well, I guess I'll warn them to keep an eye out for that. Hopefully, he doesn't."
yeah, very
He
fair,
did.
very fair.
He did not hesitate. There was no hesitation with that
Apparently
man.
not.
Um, Cray, roll me a perception check before anything else, I suppose.
Let's see. Perception. Oh,
That's an
natural 20.
excellent start
Very perceptive.
to this day. Cray, you go into the special kind of space called adrenaline.
Mhm.
And immediately your half-elf ears perk up, and you and Savid share a look, and you both know that in the distance, you hear something.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Cray looks over at Savid. How do you stop an avalanche? No, wait. Rhetorical question. I don't think you do. And he's
Okay.
gonna.
And at this point, we're going to roll initiative.
Okay. Okay, come on.
Initiative versus Avalanche.
Now, here's the thing.
Fight it.
Right off the bat, you don't know how long it will take for this avalanche to get here, but
No, I
I
don't.
know.
Mhm.
And you're going to have a certain amount of rounds to do something.
Okay.
We will find out what.
Okay.
Now,
Hey,
give
I have a
me a
plan.
second. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna roll in Savid as well, since he's
Nice.
also
Good job,
there. Why is Savid to GM? Savid rolled shit, but we're used to that.
Usual.
Anything else? No, I guess your steel defender would move on your turn, and the bird death is technically
So that I have
not currently
For
a
Death
creature.
Initiative.
a
Bird
token.
death doesn't. Yeah. Just so we don't
Push your
forget her.
Her desk can't even emote right now.
Nope.
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 Can't do
But
shit right
she's
now.
got to be there
She's
so that we
there.
remember that she's there. All right. Where am I?
All right.
Initiative
Trying
for
to find
Carter's
the
dead
old
body.
Dionadar token.
That's fine.
Just can't find out what I did with it.
You already got rid of your child? How dare you?
No, I mean, Dionadar died, so he has a new steel defender now.
Yes.
Just like I had an original token for her, and I can find the art for it. I'm just trying to find the token that I made, but it was so long ago.
Oh, I think I know the one you're kind of
Yeah, I
talking
was just gonna
about.
use that original one. I can just there download.
Okay.
Go boom. Drag and drop that. Does it even still exist?
Ooh.
No, it's not liking it.
Oh, no.
All right, well, he's there with me.
Okay.
We'll just so that I don't tie up any more time. So Cray will leap from the bed. Is it fair to assume that
Mhm.
he has replaced his very, very mundane 50 feet of hempen rope?
Yes, it would be fair to assume so.
Okay.
Yes.
Then the very first thing he's going to do is go for his bag, grab that, and he is going to cast Rope Trick. And he's going to throw the rope straight up so that it makes a little kind of hole in the ceiling that goes into just a negative kind of interdimensional space.
Okay.
And he's going to look at Savid and go, grab Bird this, and you get up there. Ride this out in the little pocket. The butthole in the sky.
In the little pocket.
And that's going to be my
Get in the
first turn. So we'll just say that I threw it up right. And it's as high off the floor as I can get it.
Okay.
So it's 10 feet up, whatever the roof is, ceiling.
Okay. So, well, I was going to ask this as a DM, but I'm actually going to ask this as Savid because it is currently Savid's turn. He looks at you, his eyes grow wide, and he just goes, "What do you mean? Will it move? There's an avalanche. Shouldn't we get out of here? What?"
It will last 1 hour. It'll at least let you ride out the impact of the avalanche safely. It's the best plan I've got to keep, and he points over at Bird Des, her safe. You need to take her up there into the place that is not about to be hit by an avalanche, and I need to go see what I can rescue.
He just kind of glances at you. Roll a persuasion check. He's grabbing Bird Dust as you guys are kind of having this miniature argument.
Yeah. It's a dirty 20.
Okay. All right. Savid grabs Bird Dust, looks back at you and goes, "You better fucking get back in here. 5 minutes and I'm going out to look for you if there's anything to go back out to."
Once you're
And
up...
then...
Go ahead.
Mhm.
No, I was just
No,
going to
and then
say,
he
as he's
grabs the rope
climbing...
and yeah, he's climbing.
Okay. Once you're up there, pull the rope in behind you. You'll be able to see out the hole, so you should be able to see if the second floor survives the avalanche. I'll be back as soon as I can. and then he's just gonna kick the door open and start running.
Okay. That's going to be, so this is round 2. Bird Death is up there. Round 2 for you. So that was your first round. How far can you go?
Okay, so first round I go 30 feet and I cast haste on myself, so I can then go another
Nice.
60 feet
Okay.
because I get more movement speed and an action to dash with, and then that's that turn.
Okay.
So now I'm going fast.
Savid is, let me see if Savid has anything at all to help with this because I haven't looked at his.
He's just got to climb a 10-foot rope. Come on, Sabine. I believe in you.
I mean, no, he can definitely do that without an issue. It's more that
To
Could
help
he stop
you.
an avalanche? Because my
I don't
conclusion
think so.
to the question was, how does one man
You
stop
don't.
an avalanche? You don't. You survive
You
it.
don't. Yeah, basically.
And that's what he's doing.
Okay. Question for, well, you know what? Nope, we're gonna get to that question when it becomes relevant. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
His steel defender is with him. Well, no, because he can't keep up with him.
Is the steel defender? Oh, because it's haste on you, but not on the steel defender.
It's not on the steel defender. He'll stay here. The Book of Strahd isn't here, right? No.
No, Des has it.
That is not. That is with Des. Des has that. And horrible twist of fate. Just making sure that I only have one thing I need to worry about. But he's like right here. He'll just be waiting for me to come back.
Okay.
Because Cray keeps his armor and his weapons down in the forge, and that's literally all I'm going for. Is he's trying to dart downstairs, get those, and then get up.
Okay. Is the steel defender? Wait, sorry. Where's the steel defender again?
Be right here.
Okay, so near the thing. Okay, cool. Puppy.
Puppy.
All right. I was like, maybe I should make an icon, but you know what? Don't worry about it.
Working on it.
All right, that is round number 3. Sorry, I just got to keep track for myself.
Oh God, it's been 18 seconds, guys.
That's fine.
I had to Google how fast an avalanche can move.
Oh no!
Just for the sake of your own sanity, don't Google it.
Oh
Gonna do it
no.
anyway.
No.
Well, now we have to.
Okay.
All right. That's round. So
to the
this is round
stairs,
number
another
3. Sorry.
50, 70, 90. I think I should have, say, 30.
If it helps, there is also a window right here.
Oh, well, then he 100% would have just smashed through the window and used his winged boots to just sort of slow his fall down to the first floor.
Okay.
Because
All right.
he took those back when Carter's body showed up and he didn't need them anymore.
Fair enough. All right. Another question. Where are your weapons? Are you taking them or are you leaving them? What's the situation here?
That's what I'm running for. My weapons and my armor are in the forge.
Okay.
He's just trying to get his gear and then get back up to the pocket because he doesn't really even know what he can do to stop this. But
Fair enough.
what I will do is, since I dropped down over here, on turn 4 then, I will run to this side. I should have, I'm trying to do the math, double movement speed, double dashing, because I have 2 dash actions to take. That should be 180 feet and around, right?
Okay.
So that should be more than enough for him to kind of dart over. How close does it appear to be at the moment?
Roll me a perception check.
From that direction.
It should be coming
The
from, so
mountainside.
this is the north, yes.
19.
Okay. You, as you round the corner of your beautiful, beautiful inn that you all built together,
Oh,
you
don't
look up.
say this. Stop it.
You are on the north side of town. So, you are the closest to the mountain that leads you up towards the abbey. You look up towards the switchback road that leads you up the cliffs towards what you know to be, where you know to be is the living place of all of those mongrel folk.
Yeah.
You see it for but a moment.
Shit.
And then it begins to be wiped out, like somebody just took an eraser to a whiteboard. You, with a 19 perception, just for funsies, roll me a... Now, it's a Still pretty far out, granted, because it's pretty high up there and it's a significant hike. Roll me an intelligence check.
How many seconds do you have?
6.
Who knows?
Panic.
Panic.
He
Yeah.
has panic seconds. Okay. 120 feet left. He will. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure that I do all the, because he's like darting, so all these turns are very just sharp. I'd say he probably needs an action to pick up both swords, so that'll be round 4 as he kind of grabs both and bundles them up with him.
Okay.
That'll be that action.
Really quick, do you grab both swords as it is, or do you like wrap them up and just bring him slinging them over your shoulder, essentially?
Let's see, he was sleeping, so he would have his small clothes. He wouldn't have his. I want to say that they were sheathed just for simplicity, that he was the kind of man that would at least have
Fair.
his weapons like in there, because he's built a big double sheath where they both fit into this same like sheath that's attached to a bandolier that kind of buckles into his new breastplate to apply the weight evenly. So it's all down there. So I want to say that it's there just for simplicity's sake, so I can just grab the bundle and go.
Okay.
But I will leave that up to you because I don't know how much.
No, that's fair. You've been here for a while. You've been working on, various things. I'm very much down for that, as it were.
It'll take 5 minutes to put the armor on. There's no time for that. He just has to grab it.
There's no time for that. No,
No.
you just have to grab what you can.
Okay.
Okay. You have the swords. It is round. Wait.
Round 5?
Round 4. Round 4.
Round 4.
I
Okay.
believe.
thought
Because you
round
did
4 grabbed
haste. So you basically, jumped out the window, ran around. Oh, wait. Yeah, no,
that's
you
true.
did. You took a perception
well,
check.
Sky butthole.
Sky
ran up the
butthole.
hallway, haste.
Ran out the...
Down the hallway, jumped down to the first floor.
Yes.
While hasted that turn, and the next turn was the one that I ran. So this should be round 4.
Okay, so
Right?
this is round 4. Okay, yes.
Yeah,
So this finishes round 4. Next up starts round 5.
He has his equipment, his gear. He is going to kind of just like back out. And I know that there's a window right above here, right?
Yes.
He is going to just up and straight through that window.
Okay. All right.
And I am just essentially going to fly, and because I should have enough movement, I'm going to fly up into the butthole, drop my gear, fly down, and on the next turn, I'm going to grab Mac, and the two of us are going to go up there.
Okay.
So he'll have to do that on the next turn. That'll be round 5 when he finally
That'll be
goes
round
through.
5.
But
Okay.
I think that's fair for him getting the important things up there.
No, that's very fair. That's very fair. Okay. Excellent.
I also realized that I hasted, so if I tried to do anything in about 40 seconds, I'm going to feel the negative effects of that and fall out of the sky.
that'll be a problem for later.
I just need to get up into the butthole. It's fine.
Okay. You just need to get up into the butthole. Okay. You are climbing up the rope when you begin to hear screaming. You think that you were the first on the uptake, but there are people now in Kresk that are realizing what's going on.
I wish I had a way to help them. God, I wish I could help them.
But you grab the rope, you get yourself back up into the sky butthole, and the first thing that greets you is a very startled Savid that essentially grabs you by the lapels, like shakes you a little bit and goes, "Holy fucking shit, okay, you're still alive. What do we do now?"
We raid the avalanche out. Come on, help me get back up here. And he's kind of gonna pull him up, and he's a big, like, Great Pyrenees size fucking mechanical dog, so he is heavy, and the two of us pull him in.
Roll me a strength check with advantage because Savid is helping.
Okay. With advantage, come on. Natural 20.
Yes.
The adrenaline is paying off. You heave yourself and the dog. How large is this interdimensional space?
So, okay, the interdimensional space, it is, what is it? It can hold as many as 8 medium or smaller creatures. So it's kind of like Liam's tiny hut. It just exists in the air.
Okay.
So there's like a center hole, like a donut hole that we climb up through, and then there's like a mushroom dome up there that we sit around in.
Right. And nothing can get through the hole, right?
It says no attacks or spells can cross the threshold. Specifically, it's the best I got. It's the best I
untrue.
got.
Can you close the hole, or does it remain open?
Let's see, making the rope disappear. See, it's a 3-foot by 5-foot window centered on the rope. Anything inside drops out. It says it's a window, not an opening. So, but yeah, it
Untrue.
says
That's
that the
supposed
rope
to
can
be a
be pulled into
metaphor.
the space, making the rope disappear from view outside the space. Attacks and spells can't cross the entrance into or into or out of the extradimensional space, but those inside can see out of it, as if through a 3-foot by 5-foot window centered on the rope.
Okay.
So the next plan was to get the rope up so that it doesn't get like
Mhm.
just destroyed, and then just kind of get away from the hole in the hopes that I think that the tavern's pretty elevated in the town, which might not be good for our situation, but it might be. I don't know. It's also 2 stories, and he put it in the roof, so we're like 30, 40 feet off the ground. Hopefully.
Okay.
Maybe.
All
I
right.
know. It's the best I got, guys. I spent all day with this how does a man stop an avalanche? This is my best plan. This is all I have to
This
keep
is
our
a
loved
pretty
ones
good
safe.
plan. I did not account for this, so now I'm kind of having to, just basically try to think, would this work? All right. Another 6 seconds passes. The rumbling grows stronger and stronger now because this is a window you can kind of see. You're beginning to see things in the room down below you shake. The bed that once held many, many trinkets that Bird Dust had collected over her time there are slowly shaking, so much so that a few of them clatter off down the bed. In the next 6 seconds, it grows dark, as if something is blocking out the sun.
He kind of like walks over to Savid, or crawls over to Savid in this space, and he just huddles there with Savid and Bird Des and Mac, and they ride this out.
Okay. Another 6 seconds passes, and the rumbling is getting ever stronger. The only thing is I can't make the rumbling any...
Oh, it's fine. My heart's
Louder.
doing the work. Don't worry.
Hope he
Hold on
didn't
a
want
sec.
Carter back. He's about to be buried under like 40 feet of snow.
I considered it, but like I didn't know
Fair.
it would
Yeah,
just.
no, that's fair.
No, it's fine.
I'm sorry. You seem to like
we're gonna-
Scendo. It's okay.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure it won't knock the circlet of lasting off his head and release Rinhala from his unholy prison crafted by Damas's wild magic.
Yep.
It's fine.
All right. Let me just adjust something really quick for dramatic effect.
Boy,
Dramatic effect.
just we're bearing an ice storm.
About to destroy all of our.
Everything you know and love? Everything you know and love?
So,
Exactly.
All right.
That.
All right. So, just for funsies, I just want to make sure that you guys know that there's a window right here
Mhm.
and right here.
Yep.
Because you guys have the master bedroom.
Yep.
Which is why, when it grows dark, you think you already know what's coming, but still, when the glass shatters, it shatters. And then everything below you slowly, but also very quickly, you're seeing it in slow motion, suddenly turns to white.
Oh God. Oh, so bright.
And honestly, I'm probably gonna need more than that. Hold on. Let me get another one on here.
More snow.
God. How close does it get to the sky butthole?
Oh,
Is it
we'll
like
get there.
rushing and just filling?
Not done yet.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It is. Now, snow is extremely heavy. You
Yes.
hear, as this is all happening, you hear the stonework of the entire thing groaning. It's like an impact, as if something has knocked you off your feet. You know realistically that you're in a demoplane and that you cannot be hurt here necessarily. However, despite all of that, well, I spin my snow. Despite all of that, you think that probably your brain is just creating this sensation of you being violently essentially thrown against something because of how loud the sensation is.
God.
Um
Can only
it
imagine.
Yeah, I can
yeah.
only imagine
Ugh.
being this like inside an avalanche
And not immediately dead.
yeah.
Yep. You hear things breaking, you hear stonework just completely shattering against itself. You know that you can hear like just things completely breaking. You hear more screaming, you think in the distance, although it's really hard to tell. It's really hard to tell.
Yep.
But all that you're aware of is of you and Birdess and Savid. And some snow does get inside, but because it is a demoplane and because it is of your creation, you're essentially like, you try to cover the hole, both you and Savid and your Steel Defender, which is actually coming in handy here. Basically, throw yourselves against the opening and plug it up. Because that is all you can do. It continues and it continues and it feels like it goes on forever. But eventually, slowly, after what seems like a minute, maybe 2 minutes, the rumbling dies away. And so does all other sound.
Oh my
Sound
god.
of snow.
It is stupidly quiet.
Birdess is alive.
Mhm.
Because she's the most helpless amongst us. It's more of a question. She survived all that, right? Like she got up there, it
Yep.
was all good.
Yep. Samid has her very, like, close to his chest. He's just clutching her. She's essentially not a dead bird, but like a sleeping bird. She's not responsive or anything. But here's my question for you. Because it is a demoplane pocket, I am presuming it follows the same rules as, say, a bag of holding.
How much air do you have?
Yes.
It does not say.
Okay. Because it is a demoplane, I will say it follows the same rules as a bag of holding.
All right, so we've got. Okay.
We've got 10 minutes between two people.
All right.
I will
know how
not
much
count
time-
Bird Death because she is effectively,
Or Mac.
or Mac, yes, because he's not breathing.
How close is the snow to the seal of the little
Oh,
bubble?
you instruct Mac to get off of it, and it is packed in there.
Okay, good.
The
That's
pressure of it is essentially, it's not quite ice, but it is very close to it.
Okay, so he'll pick up sword, his new sword, and draw it from its sheath.
I love
And
these names.
it has a meaning. It just sounds like sword, but it's Strahd. Anyway, he'll kind of draw it from the sheath, and he'll flick a few gadgets on his wrist, and he's going to cast heat metal on it. And he's just going to kind of stick it into the snow and try to melt just like through the top layer of the ice and try to kind of get something started so they can try to. They're basically going to dig down a foot or two and then try to tunnel for a window or wherever a window used to be. We're just going to go out the hole in that way. The one
Okay.
preferably he smashed through.
Okay. All right. Heat metal. Let's see how much.
He won't hold it the whole
Up to
time.
a
He's just going to kind of
minute.
stick it in the center of the snow, like Sword in the Stone, King Arthur style, and then he'll cast it on it to kind of just melt the snow around it and soften it up. Hopefully, kind of warm things up in our little pocket plane as we're about to start digging through snow.
It will definitely warm things up. Snow is an extremely good insulator.
It's,
As soon as you start, as soon as you start to melt it, you're like, okay, this is working. This is working. Immediately, it turns into water, begins to drip down. Of course, also kind of forms ice and slush
Right.
on the bottom,
Look.
so it's going to be a thing. Savid, and you pretty quickly begin to sweat, I would say within a minute. Roll me an athletics check, please.
Okay. I was gonna have Mac dig kind of
Okay.
a tunnel with me because essentially when you make a steel
Okay.
defender, you can choose a few different animals. Like you can base it on a bear. So I'm essentially making this one more based on a bear as far as
Okay.
how big he is. Then the other one was like a dog.
Okay.
Oh, I'm
It
a
can still
gummy
fit through the
bear. Sorry.
mouth of your demiplane, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a gummy
He's
bear.
he's not that big. I think the otherwise he wouldn't have made it up here and it'd be a problem. Sorry, I need to change the name on Dionadar's character sheets so that I can.
He'd just be buried under snow, and you'd have to dig him out and make a new one.
It's
Well, he probably would have been instantly destroyed.
fine. That's a lot of damage. Can you duplicate the Dionadar character sheet for me, please?
Yes. Yes,
I
I
am
can.
curious, how much damage would someone have taken from an
If they just
avalanche?
From an
because I
avalanche.
know you calculated it. What is it?
80,000 points of
It's
damage.
look, it depends on where you were. And if you had, for example, there was different, without giving away too much, if you had, for example, found a high enough wall to brace yourself against, you wouldn't have taken all of the damage. But yeah, it was something like 45d6. Because you are essentially not only taking all of that in the back, but also being crushed immediately.
Roll
And
it.
then
Yeah, right.
Roll
tumbling
it. Roll it.
as
I want to
you
see it.
get
I want to see a
yoked
number.
along with everything else.
I want to see a number.
You want to see a number that they would have taken?
Yes.
45d6.
5d6, it's going to be like 137 damage. Oh, wow, you
55.
rolled really
That's
well.
okay. There's
Oh,
like an
wow.
even amount of 6s to 1s.
Yeah.
Would it have killed you outright?
Me?
Just
Yeah.
barely
Just
no.
barely no.
Just barely no.
There
Just
was
barely
if
no.
you had
Savid? Yes.
Yes.
100%. He would have gone splat.
Yes.
Oh,
Death?
sweet.
Yes.
But it would have
For
knocked
death
you
test
out,
for
and
you.
then you would have had to either roll really like a 20 death save, or you would have suffocated
Hey,
essentially.
I liked my plan a lot more, where we rode
Yeah.
out the avalanche in the sky butthole.
And
Now we got to
not
dig
got
our way
there.
out. So that's a 22 from Mac and a 16 from me on athletics to get out. To start just like as sword is melting for that first minute, because it's only a minute that heat metal goes for, and then once
Okay.
it finishes kind of making this soft slush, he's gonna get in there, and then Cray is gonna kind of follow and direct him into this, like, we're gonna go down about 2 feet, and then he's gonna dig a straight tunnel, and Cray will go out like army style. We're not making a big tunnel
Okay.
here.
Okay. Um r- yes. Well, you have a steel defender, so this is actually really good because it can dig for you. I will say probably the steel
Without
defender is
using
much larger than
oxygen.
2 feet.
And now
Yes.
that we're out of the butthole, we're kind of in a little like snow. Well,
It is making your oxygen, yeah, it is helping your oxygen
how
thing.
much of the tunnel is turning into ice?
A lot of it, because you've melted a lot of you're
Yeah, we've
basically
created
creating
a
an
lot of
ice tunnel.
heat.
Yeah. And there's still a lot of snow all around you.
And there are
Um,
good benefits to that. That's it's more structurally sound. It shouldn't collapse as easy, but at
that
the
is
same
true.
time, it
That is
also
true.
yeah, it's not gonna let
Um,
any air through at all. Mm.
Just dig real fast.
all right.
Just the worst that can happen. Yeah.
But we'll dig for about 20 feet until he hits a wall, hopefully, and then we can try to find the window in the wall.
Okay.
But if all he finds is rubble and destruction, then we'll just, after about 20, 25 feet, just turn up and try to
Okay.
dig up and out.
Trying to keep it like fair, essentially. So you're digging down under, and you're digging this way, right?
Yeah.
Or yeah, sorry, I'm going from the
Yeah.
steel
No,
defender,
you're
but
good.
yes,
You're
this
good.
is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I will say it takes you approximately 10 minutes to actually dig that first tunnel to where you think the window will be. However, at this point, you are already very quickly realizing that probably the window is not where you had left it
That's
because you're running into a lot of rubble. As the Seal Defender is digging, it every once in a while it will run into a piece of wall.
to help expedite it, he'll spend another. Do I want to? Oh, yeah, he'll spend his second, third level spell, and he'll haste Mac so that Mac can just dig faster, and we can hopefully make the progress to the wall a little quicker.
Okay.
But it'll only last a minute, and then Mac will have to spend a turn being exhausted. But it should get us some difference. What other spells can I use to try to bust through things?
Yeah. Sabi is also like kind of digging, going like, "Do you want me to help? Do you want me to do something?"
I-
Isn't
Nah, Sabine, you just sit back. Don't do anything. It's not that serious, huh?
So do we find like the wall essentially, but it's all like
You find
askew?
pieces of the wall.
Okay.
You find mostly you are digging and it's been 20 minutes. Air is getting slowly thinner.
Okay.
And you can feel that. You have more air than you initially thought you did, but it is thinning. You are still using a lot of it. You know, the explorer is still up ahead. You, after 20 minutes, have dug probably about a tunnel of, or I suppose it's over here. Probably dug a tunnel about. So you're going straight, and then you're gonna try to go up, I'm presuming.
Yeah, we'll just get past. If we find like rubble over the wall, we'll try to get past where that is, and then just
Okay.
head straight up because we
All
don't
right.
know how deep we got buried.
So the initial athletics was a 16 for Mac. Or no, sorry, Mac was 22. That was good, really good. Roll me another 2 for him as a skill challenge, essentially, because he's the one doing the digging.
Yeah.
Just to
First
see
is
how
going
it
to
goes.
be a 21,
21, nice.
and then another 22.
And then another 22. Very
Putting
good. Wow,
work.
you're rolling. Yeah, putting in work. Mac, yeah, continues to dig. After about 20, 25 minutes, you are already heading up. And there are times where you have to tell him to stop because you can see, just as you're kind of going, that the structural integrity is slowly failing. You managed to melt a nice, like, beginning in the tunnel, and that did help. But as you're beginning to dig upwards, there are parts that slowly begin to collapse a little bit as you go in. And then you have to start over or, like, kind of trample it down and build yourself a nice little tunnel.
Well, I also do have 2 more heat metals, so I can create 2 more like
Okay.
pools of steam if I need to. If it would
Okay.
help, I can burn another one of those just to
Okay.
make
You
it
will
more structurally sound.
You will probably need to, yes. Also, roll me just one Constitution saving throw
Right?
for you, Craig, because this is still, despite the fact that Mac is doing the majority of the work, you still have to essentially be in a very small tunnel. Granted, it's not, it's big because he's like a bear.
Yeah.
But you and Savid are still in there. You're still okay, but you're fine.
23.
All right. And Savid is also fine.
That's
Wow,
a
good job,
15 on the
Sweet.
die, a 16 on the die, and then another 16 on the die. I am about to die.
No, you're trying not to die. That's the whole point.
I know.
Savid, why are you rolling at advantage? Savid's not doing okay. Well, that's fine.
He's
All right. Slowly, those are some stellar rolls. After about half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, you begin to think that possibly you are getting to the top simply because the collapses, you've used up both of your heat metals, but the collapses are getting more frequent, which means the snow is not packed down up there.
Wow, we were buried under hundreds of feet of snow, or at least 100 feet of snow.
You have
Yeah.
been buried pretty severely, yes. You think that you're not approaching 100 because it takes you longer, like, you can't just dig 30 feet of snow just like that. You're going probably about, I don't know,
5
10,
feet around, maybe?
yeah,
Not
maybe something like, but you're estimating somewhere in the proximity of like 60 to 80 feet.
Well,
But
the
slowly.
the skyboat will exist for exactly 1 hour, and then Savid and Bird Des will just pop into our tunnel. So
Yep. Are you crawling ahead with Mac, or are you staying
yes,
behind and waiting? Okay.
no,
I think
he's with Mac because he's
probably.
having to do the heat metals.
Okay, that's fair. And you told Savid to stay
Stay put,
stay
stay
put.
safe,
Okay. All right.
and stay breathing. Just breathe. Like
Just
if you
carefully,
can, Savid,
slowly.
go into a trance. You breathe so much less when you're trancing. Just give me 1 hour to dig us out. There's only going to be enough room in the tunnel for one of us.
Savid gives you a very long look and just goes, yeah, maybe I should trance. Maybe I should just. Also, maybe if I'm not alive, I wouldn't have to worry about this either.
No. Don't think that.
Uh,
All right. Don't
what
make
are we
me
gonna?
explain to Despair how I managed to save the both of you from an avalanche and then you gave up. I'm not.
I'm not gonna give out. Okay, go, 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 go,
Oh,
go, get out of there.
shallow breaths.
Go,
Ah,
good daddy.
Shallow
shallow
breaths.
breaths. Shallow breaths. Yes,
Don't
shallow
panic.
breaths. All right. But you eventually, after a harrowing journey, about 45 minutes of this digging, and you know that you don't have a lot of time left on your spell, um, Mac finally begins to dig, and it is more like the fluffy snow that you would expect, or at least a little bit fluffier. Slowly, you begin to make your way out. And after a final push, you see another kind of different kind of white, which is essentially the sky above you.
He takes several very deep breaths and then kind of scruffs Mac on his big head. All right, you wait here for me, buddy. I'll be back with our friends. And then back into the tunnel for him.
All right.
He goes and gets Savid, his armor, uh, his sheath with Dark Bitey in it. Because Dark Bitey's sheath is now like built with like leather straps around the handle so that it can't just be accidentally unsheathed. You have to like flick these buckles to get it to be able to be unsheathed. It's this whole deal for
Like a
him.
holster for a gun.
Yeah, kinda.
Bad swords go into sword jail.
That swords go to sword jail, exactly.
Yeah.
But now that we can breathe and the imminent danger has subsided, he's gonna, take a minute.
Okay. As you and Savid are going up the tunnel, because it does take you a while to get up the tunnel, especially given the fact that a lot of it is melted. There's
Mhm.
few footholds. You're traveling upward.
Mhm.
Actually, no, I should make you roll for this as well, and I'm gonna roll for Savid as well. Roll me a last either athletics or acrobatics to get out of there.
Can I have left my rope with Mac to assist in this? Maybe
I would say, yeah,
affecting the
with enough
DC.
foresight, yeah, but it's not gonna be down all the way because it's
Yeah,
a
it would just
60-foot
be.
rope.
It's a 50-foot hempen rope.
Okay.
Yeah. So it would just kind of he'd be able to climb up to that and then take the rope from there.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Roll with advantage then, and so will Savid for once.
Okay. Come on, rolls. That's a 12. I will make that a 16 with my flash of genius.
Okay. All right. Savid also got a 16, so that's better than, I expected. As you guys are climbing up, you hear a small pop and then a rumble. You think that this is your demiplane going away and effectively collapsing because there's suddenly an air pocket above it. Now it was compressed a little bit, but still, all of that pressure. Well, no, because it's a demiplane. It doesn't
It would
have
have just
any.
been a flat circle. So like the
Yeah,
tunnel would have just led
Technically
up to like a
not.
chimney chute. When the circle
yeah.
disappeared, it could have just
Then
caved in, but that
yeah,
was why
then
he
no.
went down and then over so that it had
You're
space to
right, right.
cave down. Yeah, I thought about it.
You did think about it.
How
Okay,
does
cool.
one man stop an avalanche?
You thought about it a lot more. I should have made you do this last game when you didn't have any plans. That would have been
You're
more.
right.
Well, that would have been eviler.
That would have been so
Um,
evil.
that would have been
That
so
would
evil.
have gone
I was
poorly,
so tired
probably.
at the end of the last game.
Um, But you were fresh and awake, so yes, nothing really happened. You do hear some of the tunnel collapsing behind you, and you and Sivid slip a couple of times as you climb your way out, but because you've left the rope and because you have Mac with you, you are able to make it out. Somewhere deep below you is the inn, and as you
Okay.
both slowly get back out and look around, you do not see Kresk.
I have seen a vision like a planescape like the one I'm looking at right now, where it is just a field of white sparkling in the morning light. Beautiful, if not for what I knew it covered.
Yep. It's quiet. Somewhere way, way far in the distance on a mountaintop, you hear a wolf howl. But for now, I think we're going to go to somewhere else. Because
I gotta go
Rip
back.
Carter, Rip Carter.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know if you had hoped for Carter to come back. I mean, we could dig him out if you want.
Oh my
He'll
god.
be there, I guess.
I didn't.
I don't know if actually
I
Earth
don't
is
know
your
if
mic on because Earth hasn't.
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Oh, okay, cool.
I just wasn't trying to interrupt.
No, if that's fair. I just wanted to make sure. Well,
I didn't even know if I had enough time to get Mac and my weapons and everything up there.
yeah, yeah. No, there was options. There was options. I didn't want to give you no options. There was an option where you just hightailed it away from the avalanche, but this is very,
I thought
very.
about it. I have 4 hours of flight. I could have just gone out the window and straight up and just watched it. But I
Yeah.
thought it was like my options were watch it and then try to dig Savid out from the top out of the sky butthole, or be down there with him and be able to help him get out. And it was like, I think I'm gonna go with the latter one. It seems like the smarter play.
If you had done that, having you try to dig Savid out from under that, yeah, that would have been quite
Sure would
depressing.
have
Yeah.
gone
I
great.
would never have been able to find the sky butthole ever. Like in a million years, buried under 80 feet of snow.
I
No.
mean, it's invisible. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
invisible
it's
effectively.
invisible.
Wow, that's
I got the
oof.
important things out, guys.
Well. We pan away from Cray and Savid and Mac with tiny little bird deaths standing in a field of white and nothingness. And I want to go finally to what started all this. Which means actually going back in time just a little bit to despair.
In my cozy little cottage.
In your
Yeah,
cozy little cottage, which I forgot to show you last time we were playing.
Right.
definitely not terrible.
Fine.
Well, Des, you have just sent out the last of your messages, and you've received your replies back from everybody with various
I mean,
levels of usefulness.
I got a response back from everybody though, so that's something.
Take that as a win.
Yeah, right.
And like an avalanche, I mean, what's the likelihood of that? It's
Yeah.
it's
Sometime in
spring,
the
it's
next couple
basically
weeks.
summer. What's the worst that could happen?
It'll be in the next couple weeks, and like we have time to get everything out and maybe fortify the inn and warn everybody.
Yep.
It's fine.
It's dark because this map only has dark version, so it is super cloudy where you are right now.
I mean, I'm pretty close to Ravenloft. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It's just perpetually cloudy.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You wake up. Your neck hurts. I don't know if you remember this, but last time you
Yeah,
had
I
a
got
very interesting visitor, and Strahd made a point.
what a dick.
He could have killed you, but he didn't. There were more fun things. More fun things afoot.
She just kind of sits up and grumbles a little bit, remembering that, and just like kick something over in the cottage.
Clang, clang.
Yep. Just does her morning stuff, sends out all the messages, which is half of my spell slots. That's fine.
Mhm.
And then does her like regular morning put together, even though it's a little less cheerful and a little more lonely than usual. Yeah, and then I guess she just like packs up all her stuff, and then she's gonna go and like peek out the door and make sure nobody's waiting outside.
Roll me a perception check.
Perception 8.
You look out the door, intent to see, if there's maybe something watching you, but your focus is drawn to something much, much closer. At the foot of the stoop of the house, laying in the mud, its wings spread out as it lays on its back, is a single raven with its throat slit in a puddle of blood.
Awesome.
That's so morbid.
Well, it's not right. At least it's not a person, because they would have turned back, right? I assume.
That we know of.
The silent pause. No answer.
From what I was told, when I was a were-raven, when I died, I came back as a person and not a raven. Right? So,
I'm sure it's fine.
Roll
yeah.
intelligence.
I mean, yeah, you can. I'll give that to you for free. I'm just staying silent because I'm being an asshole. But yes, you know that rare ravens typically come back in their human form.
Yeah.
He's spiting your goddess.
What a dick.
This does seem more like a message,
Yeah, well.
symbolic instead of literal.
She'll reach down and pick it up just carefully. And I know it won't like fix it being dead, but if she uses healing word, can she like repair the cut at least?
Heal the body.
Heal the
Yeah.
body.
Put it back
I
together.
would typically, because bodies are objects, I would. Do you have mending by chance or no?
I do not.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Well, I'll allow for this. I'll allow a healing word. Yeah.
Okay.
Just to say.
She'll
You
do that.
slowly rub your finger over the cut, seal it back up.
And then she'll just carefully, like, gently wrap it in whatever cloth I have, probably just like a spare shirt or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put it in my backpack.
Okay. The little body of the raven. You tuck it away.
All right. Well, she just kind of like peeks out again and just like gives Strahd a bird back.
I love it.
That's what he deserves.
Yep.
Sure.
But yeah, she's gonna pull the hood up like over her head for her cloak of displacement. Make sure that my amulet is on and there of the proof against detection.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna burn both of my channel divinities to get back 2 second level spells.
Okay.
Because I guess I can't burn them until I use them.
No, you can. I think you just convert them into
I
spell
think-
slots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I have full spell slots, I don't know if I can like.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so I probably have to wait for that. All right, then I'm going to. I get 1 free cast of invisibility from the feat that I took. I don't remember which one. Shadow Touched?
Shadow Touched is where you get invisibility and another illusion spell.
Yes, okay, so I have one free use of invisibility. I'm going to use that. And then she's just gonna start running.
Are you
And
being stealthy at all, except for the invisibility, or no?
No, she's just trying to make as much ground as she can in the short amount of time I have, because every hour that it wears off, I'm going to recast it.
Okay. Just as a cursory thing, because you are invisible, can you roll me just 3 separate stealth checks? You're not being stealthy, but you're also invisible, so I just want to know how it rolls out.
3 stealth checks. Would it be, because I have disadvantage from my armor, but would it cancel out from the invisibility?
I would say yes.
So
You are clanking, but don't worry.
Stealth.
Don't worry. The other person is also rolling with advantage, so it
that
only
second one's a natural 20.
Right?
Because it should just be the first roll, right?
Yeah. There's one nat 20 and then a 6.
14 and a 6.
Oh yeah, you're rolling with disadvantage. Okay, so 14.
Well,
Natural 20.
it automatically does disadvantage, so I have
Oh,
to
I
take
see.
that off.
I see. Makes sense. Give me 1 second. I will do something.
So if I use every single one of my spells, I think I can 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can cast invisibility 7 more times. So for 7 hours.
Using all
So
of your
8 hours.
spells?
Yes. Every second and above spell that I have left.
Okay.
I have 8 hours of invisible runtime.
Okay. Okay. So that is, sorry, just give me a second to do some math. Mental math. 16, 3, 39.
Really wanted to try your idea, Earth, to like totally like unlimited blades work, build a steel wall of my swords, enlarge, reduce. It sounded so epic, but this is not. Curse of Strahd is not a game for heroes, and it's not a game for heroic moments like that. They don't work.
We don't get cool shit.
Nope.
I had to hide and huddle up with that which mattered the most. Oh God.
Oh, God, that would have been cool though. I honestly did not know what you were planning, so this is a pleasant surprise. Because I definitely could have easily killed you.
I did not
feel
want
like-
that to happen.
I feel like
Please.
like a really good snippet would be just like Cray asleep, dreaming of that, of like doing that, being like the hero of Barovia, Unlimited Blade Works, all that shit. And then just like it was all just a dream, and he wakes up and he's just like avalanche.
Oh, great.
Hey, guess what? Might be the avalanche today.
Man, I wish I could do
Okay,
that in real
bye.
life. Okay. No anime hero for me.
So, Des, you are using your full 8 hours to go where?
I am trying. Knowing generally where I am, knowing it's like by Ravenloft-ish, I'm trying to head to where we the Vistani camp where we met Ava.
Okay. I would say, just sprinting to where you are. Go ahead, because you are basically running for the entire 8 hours that you're there.
Yep.
And it is kind of hilly terrain. You are passing through what is essentially all crag. This is actually an interesting point as well. Go ahead and, oh man, this would be kind of a cool flavor text. Go ahead and roll me a perception check. One time. Because you are passing underneath what is essentially Ravenloft. It is dark. It is misty. you at one point find yourself less in a forest, but more in just essentially cliff sides, because the hills just go up so fast. At one point, you glance upward because you think there might be something there. There's just a chilly feeling in the depths of your chest, and you see far, far in the distance, so small that it's probably 1,000 feet above you, but still kind of outlined, some sort of broken landing, I would say, balcony of some sort. But then the moment passes and it becomes obscured and mist again. You
She just
think that you
like
are essentially, passing underneath Ravenloft. Sorry, go ahead.
to herself, she's just like grumbling under her breath, but like internal, just like I should go up there and I should come and kick your butt.
I love the
fair.
dichotomy of the. You're a mean guy. You're bad.
You're a butthole and I don't like you, and I'm invisible, so I could do it. I could come and kick you in the butthole.
Incredible. So adorable. It's just so good. Hold on. I want to do something.
I don't want to do something.
Someone's having a moment.
I really want to do something right now.
Oh no.
I just hold on. It's not always bad, you guys. I mean, it's bad in this moment, yes, but it's not always bad.
But not always.
That doesn't help.
Oh my god. As you are jumping off of the rocks and continuing to run, you think that just for a single second you hear a soft chuckling in your ear.
It's not allowed. I'm invisible.
With the
You
amulet
can't see me.
of...
Yeah, you can't see me no well.
You say that out loud.
Yep. She's
No?
essentially just talking to herself because she's alone, and this is the first time I think she's been alone since the party started.
As you're passing through here, you head down, and the hills begin to get lower and lower, and eventually I think you would be able to make it here. Now, you are going to be essentially on the opposite side of the river, and
Yeah.
because this is a 8-hour
Where is
hike,
that?
I will say that how long would it realistically? Hold on a second.
I don't know.
It's hilly terrain. I would say this would be somewhere around our. It's extremely unfavorable terrain, but it would take you about 5 of your 8 hours to get down here.
2, 3.
And because you
5.
went to bed relatively late, this is like afternoon, maybe 2 o'clock.
Okay.
So it's high noon, but in Barovia.
But still, gloomy and sad.
Yep.
Hey, at least you're not, cold,
In an avalanche.
frozen. Yeah.
Naked.
Small victories.
Who's really winning here? No one.
Strahd's winning. he just dealt a very, very good blow.
You continue to run until slowly you arrive at the edge of this. Actually, I have to double check. What did we say? When did we say Scendo arrived at the thing?
Right? I don't know. Do I meet Scendo?
I think we did say that you probably just miss him, and that sounds kind of correct to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, you essentially make it onto the opposite edge of the river, and you see the outline of what appears to be the Vistani camp. You see a very similar picture, but from the distance, it's hard to tell that anything is wrong because this river is relatively wide. Go ahead and roll me another perception check. You're not sure. Something in the back of your mind says that there is something odd about this scenario because you don't hear any voices and you don't see a campfire. but you do see smoke. There's not like a blazing fire. It's not like anything's on fire. It's just a little bit more quiet than you would expect.
Well, that's a problem for whenever I figure out what to do about this river.
What you doing about this river?
I don't know, because I don't really have A, any spells, or B, any spells that are of any use anyways.
Do you still have your ring of water walking?
No,
I haven't had that for a long time.
That was an infusion that Cray had that he could give out.
She still has
occasionally.
the ring.
Yeah, she has the ring, just it's no longer.
It doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. She's kind of like, after taking probably 20 or 30 minutes to sit and catch her breath, she kind of just like reaches one foot out to like touch the top of the water just in case maybe it does work again.
Nope, your foot sinks in.
Great. Well. How deep is the river?
Well, that's a great question. Would you know? I don't know if you would know that off the bat. Where you are? Right now on shore, it's not super deep. But
Can she like take a stick or find a stick and try to like measure?
I mean, you walk into the river. The riverbank itself isn't super, it's relatively gradual. So you walk in and you get water up to your knees approximately. You take the stick in and kind of try to hold it further out. It does get significantly deeper, but you're not sure if it would go over your head or if you could wade through it. It's really difficult to tell. The river itself is approximately 30 feet across. 30, maybe 40 feet across.
All right. Which way is the water going, and is it particularly strong or not really?
Roll me a nature check. Or I would accept a survival if that's better.
Survival is better.
Okay.
7.
Oh no.
That
was a minimum +5 roll because your wisdom. That's no.
Yeah. I mean, in nature would have been a 1, so it would have been a 3.
It would have been a 3.
You you know that the water is heading due north, downhill, because that's the direction where the waterfall and the bridge were last time you checked.
Good waterfall.
It doesn't seem super strong, but you know that especially in these kinds of rivers, there's sometimes a stronger undercurrent. So you're really like, I got no clue. I know that this has the potential to be dangerous, but
yeah. I guess we're going to try, for lack of better options in general.
Okay, you're gonna try to wade or swim?
She can't swim.
She was never taught.
She's wearing heavy armor. This is not. You hear a voice.
It's fine.
You hear a voice.
To find a narrow, shallow place to ford the river. Don't try to cross at the lake.
She's not crossing at the lake. It is the river.
What
She doesn't know that. Here we go.
do? What
Okay.
you gonna do?
Okay.
She's gonna try to wade across the river. She'll try to find the narrowest like point within like 10 minutes radius of where she is, but she doesn't really want to go like hiking down the river because she wants to get to the camp.
Right. Roll me an investigation. I guess as a start.
Investigate.
Mm-hmm.
16.
16. Okay. You do find a slightly narrower point. And you think that this, instead of being like 40 or 30 feet across, it's more like 20, and that's probably about as good as it's gonna get. It's a little bit
Sounds great.
ways downriver from the camp. So
As long as it's
if
not too far.
okay, yeah. I'm just saying, if you get swept away, you're gonna miss it, you know.
Yep, that's fine.
All right.
Here we go.
But
Here
yeah,
we go.
Boy.
you begin to wade in. You wade in. How do I do this? How do I make this so that it's you begin to wade
Trying your
in.
bestest.
Yes. Which is very, very fair. The water goes up to your waist. The water goes up to your belly button. The water goes up to your chest. Your armor is
Cold.
it's real cold. And it's also, your armor is real heavy.
Yep. That's fine.
Roll me,
This is fine.
just really quick, roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
6.
6. You're beginning to shiver uncontrollably, and each step you take is getting heavier and heavier for various reasons. You, with the way that this is going, you think that it's kind of questionable whether or not you would be able to make it across in this fashion. Do you want to keep going?
How far did she make it before this happened?
You are a little bit less than halfway across. You think that at one point, based on what you have so far, you've done so far, because your wisdom is out the window, so I'm just going to give this to you. You might go under at one point, but you think that if you just bear it out and continue walking, you might be able to essentially walk across this river.
She thinks she might be able to do it, or no?
If you just tough it out, you think it's possible. Whether or not it'll happen successfully is another thing. But it's not out of the question.
Can she... I know... Well, hold on. Okay. Can I keep going? And if she starts to get to a point of like critical cold, can I could she like scratch herself and do a point of damage and then hellish rebuke herself?
Oh, that's actually really fun. You know what?
Just as the creature that damaged you. So if
Can
it's
you
herself.
hellish rebuke yourself? You know. Sure. Okay, so you're going forward in the river.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Go ahead and roll me another Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Much better.
I was gonna say I have a +3. Come on.
Much better. Okay. You essentially, that's essentially what you do. So take a damage point off. So as you go down, you take a deep breath and you begin. Your feet are scraping along the underside of the river. It's rushing. It's not a pleasant experience. You're specifically recalling that one thing that you had with Strahd, you know, when he essentially took your soul and you were in the river with him and he was like, hey, give me something back for this later. And you were like, sure, that'll definitely not come back to bite me in the ass.
No.
But you push through it, you scratch yourself, you dig your fingernails into the side of your neck where he had just bitten you, just fueling that rage, and your entire body explodes. There's bubbles all around you suddenly that are superheated by your own hellish rebuke. And for a moment you feel that warmth mixed with just pure rage. And eventually you keep going. Go ahead and roll me one last Constitution save.
Okay. First of all, do I hurt myself with the Hellish Rebuke?
Are you not immune to fire damage? Or are you
I
resistant?
have resistance, but
Then take half of whatever
Okay.
you would. Okay.
Because you got hit.
You did get hit with your Hellish Rebuke.
so 6 damage.
Okay, 6 damage. Yeah, because you Hellish Rebuked yourself. So you're burned because you essentially boiled the water around yourself for a hot second.
It's fine.
A
It's
literal
warm.
hot second. Yep. And then one last Constitution save then.
One last con. Set.
You keep going. It is long and an arduous journey, but you continue, and slowly, you make your way back up. Your head surfaces, and you're like, okay, I think I might actually be okay here. You take a point of exhaustion, I will say, from that, because
that's
it's
fair.
cold as fuck. And that was an ordeal, but you survived.
No bueno. But I didn't go over a waterfall. I was just imagining if I did fuck it up bad enough to get swept down the river, Scendo is just walking along the side of the river and just flailing.
Just despair come
death.
bobbing down.
Yep. Just flailing death going down the river.
Yep. I feel like I've seen that around somewhere.
She just gets to the other side and just like collapses on the ground and just lays there for a little bit.
Okay. Sounds good.
She's
You
the
are a
edge
little
of the
bit-
world and ends up back in the ball sack monster.
No.
No,
God
not
damn it.
again.
Does he
You've made
still
it to
only
the
have
other
8
side.
hit points?
No. You guys have taken several long rests.
No, he's fine. But yay, I didn't die.
You didn't die.
Yeah.
You are on the edge of the bank of the river. You're a little bit further downriver from the camp. So you'll have to hike that way back up.
Yeah,
But
she will
you
head back
made it
that
over.
way.
Why is there like several despair tokens? I'm trying to put you on the next map, and I don't know which one you are. There's like 2 of you.
I don't know.
Says a lot.
How many hit points do you
on.
currently have?
82 currently out of 89.
Okay, good. That is your. Okay, this is the one. Okay, just wanted to make sure because I was like, what's. Okay.
I just want to see how badly we fuck this up.
Yeah, apparently.
Yep.
The party split up all across Barovia. Somehow, somewhere, magically, 2 people survived an avalanche, maybe more.
No.
Oh.
That is a fool's hope that
Strahd is going to kill an already dead person.
Look, he's trying. This is like
No, the
last
avalanche
chapter.
was the don't. I really hope you're not lying about your friend Carter being the one you want me to kill. Oops, you were lying. Guess I'll just hit you with an avalanche. Anyway, sorry.
No, that's exactly what it was. Des, you begin to hike back up towards the camp, I'm presuming?
Yes.
Okay. A short walk doesn't take you too long, and eventually you do make it. You see familiar tents. However, they look somehow bleaker than before. You approach slowly. There is no voices. There are no giant horses. And it appears that the campfires have been trampled out.
You see a dead Freyr. No, I'm kidding.
Freyr's super dead right now.
I
Got buried
know.
under 80 feet of snow. And 86 feet of snow. But she just kind of like creeps forward carefully. Starts to look around. She's kind of like not yelling, but she'll just like fake whisper yell, just hello.
Really?
There is
Anybody?
no answer. There is the soft rustle of grass, the rushing water that you have just walked through. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Really? I'm gonna get naked and take a shower. What's going on?
8.
8. You slowly begin to comb through. It's
Dude,
That
difficult to
excitement.
discern what's 8. It's difficult to discern what happened here because there is some conflicting things. You don't see any bodies immediately in the vicinity, so it's not like a massacre occurred, but things are certainly strewn about in a sense. You know that the Vistani are nomadic peoples, so you would expect them to pack up and take their tents with you. These tents are meant to be
yeah.
rolled up and taken, so the fact that they've been abandoned means that something has happened here. However, you don't see a lot of
Anybody
yeah.
in
Anybody.
here?
You push open the
Hello?
flap to this tent and oops, that's not reveal.
Ah,
How many
I got
times do we have to play this game? God
you.
damn it. Well, that's fine. It's extra tense. You get extra tense as a bonus.
Yeah, I mean, she's gonna peek into each one of them.
Yeah. You go through with an 8 investigation, there's not a lot, but you definitely see signs of struggle here and there. Or at least of a very, very quick departure.
Yeah, she goes one by one just to see if there's any people or bodies. She won't really touch any of the stuff, at least not yet.
Okay. Yeah, you go through it. Roll me a yeah. At this point, when you do come onto this main meetup here, where the big campfire was, you do see a single body laying face down in the dirt.
Go over there, see if he's dead. I'm sure he is.
He is. I won't make you roll a medicine check. However, if you'd
Pretty
like to know
fucking
what he
dead.
died of, you could definitely roll a medicine check if you wanted to.
Yes, I
He
am going
died
to
of a fatal case of vampire.
probably.
Think you could lick
Hey,
my
fatal case of Bofa. It was a fatal case of vampire. You turn him over, and his throat is essentially ripped out. His shirt has been torn open and written on his chest, which has been neatly wiped clean, but is also full of dirt because, he's been laying face down for a while. There is the word traitor written in what seems to have been claw across his chest.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
I mean, but I thought he couldn't. And she's just talking to herself because there's nobody to talk to. But I thought that the Vistani were safe from Strahd. I thought they had an arrangement. Didn't he promise not to hurt them? Or at least leave them alone?
This is worth shit.
Strahd
She'll
doesn't
just like
care.
gently put him down, and if his eyes aren't closed, she'll close them. I would also, just in case, I guess I'll cast Gentle Repose on him. Since
So
I
that he
didn't
does
need
not.
all of my
Okay.
spell slots.
That's right, because you had 5 hours of invisibility. So,
Yeah, so I have one spell slot left now.
Excellent.
One
The day
second
is
level
still
spell slot.
young.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Sure, nothing will happen. Anyway.
Stop.
Yeah. She'll just continue to search the entire camp until she'll leave Ava's caravan for last.
Okay. All right. Okay. Go ahead and roll me another investigation check. The rest of the tents are mostly
4.
like the ones that you have. The rest
Getting
of the
better and
tents
better.
Wow.
are
Sorry.
basically the same.
Mhm.
They are very hurriedly abandoned. You find rations here and there, but they're strewn about. You find a couple of half-finished bottles of wine. You leave Ava's caravan for last. It's empty and it is much more thoroughly searched. However, whatever it is that whoever this is, perhaps you're not sure if they took whatever it is that she may have left here for you or if something else happened. You don't know.
Mm.
You don't find her
Uh.
body for what it's worth.
Alright. I would send her and see if she is alive, but I do not have a spell slot.
The struggle.
So, if she'll go into the caravan. Is the door like intact? Is it broken?
It's definitely broken down on its hinges, like it's hanging on its hinges when you go in.
She will try to right it as best she can and close it.
Okay. All right. You walk into the caravan which was at one point a place of rebirth for you. You remember waking up on the floor here after Madame Avid had performed the first ritual and then the second to bring you back. Feels eerily comforting, but at the same time, not really.
Yeah. I don't know. She had definitely planned on them being here to talk to. So I guess she just kind of like sits down in Ava's chair and just like sits for a couple minutes. Yeah. I think she might just stay here for a little bit, I guess.
How long?
As good as place as any, and until something interrupts her or she finishes, I guess she'll just sit and she'll read Strahd's book.
Okay. I
Try to
suppose
at
we
least get
should.
that done.
Okay. I suppose it's time for Strahd's book. What should we do? Should we do that? Yeah, because it's still day. I would go to Scendo, however, it's not Shendo's evening time yet, so I want to keep us at least slightly chronologically. I hope you're okay with that, Shendo.
Oh yeah,
You are
I'm just like, man, okay.
definitely
We're just
next on the
enjoying the
list.
story because, man,
Right.
we're all invested in everyone getting back together, but holy crap, the gods don't want us to get back together.
Like pins and needles right now. I'm just hoping somebody gets like put something together that they can actually get back to the rest of the team.
God, there isn't even anywhere to go back to anymore. I don't know what to
Guess we
do.
meet in
None of us know
Valaki.
that.
We go to the Wizard of
N-
Wines. I
I
don't know.
mean, none of us know that. Everyone's heading to Kresk to find that Kresk has been wiped off the map.
I understand.
Jess is the only one who can talk to people, and I'm out of spell slots, at least for now, and she thinks everything's fine.
Hold on, I gotta look at that evil
All
raccoon emoji.
up to the camp and found decimated with a traitor on somebody's corpse. I hope she doesn't think is okay right now.
Well, she thinks everybody else is okay. Everybody answered her back. Like, in
And I
the
really
okay,
hope she
heading to
reopens
Kresk.
that line of conversation because I've got some complaints that I'd like to air.
I mean, it
Only
might be a
some?
little bit.
Why'd you wake me up with an avalanche?
Hey, I didn't wake you up with an avalanche. What are you talking
Well, you woke me
about?
up and then there was an avalanche, so.
Can
Be
you
glad I woke you
imagine?
up.
I mean, yeah. Can you imagine?
Just imagine
Um,
whenever he gets there and nobody knows where Kresk is because it's just under
Yeah,
that much snow.
right?
Oh my god.
Like,
Des
yeah.
sending the next morning being like, hey, Cray, how's the prep going? And Cray just answering, ah!
Did you know that avalanches are terrible and that they destroy everything they touch and wipe things you love off the map? Well, I know.
Yes.
Meeting at Wizard of Wines. Or wherever he decides. I'm kind of toss up between that and Velaki.
But
Because
yeah,
Velaki's
I
closer.
don't know. Like, she
It's also
has nothing to
Velaki.
go on right now. She thinks everybody's meeting in Kresk, which might take a couple days, so she might not reach out to you guys. So
Up to you.
depends on how long this takes me to finish. She just
It's
wants to get
up
this
to
done because she knows it's
you.
important.
Go
So
ahead, and I
yeah.
have to remember how to use this book, but you sit down in the chair that used to at one point house Madame Ava. And you go ahead and you crack open the tome. The tome which, now that you think about it, really lucky that Strahd didn't see you with,
Yeah.
because that may have been
Fine.
bad. But for now, you
I definitely don't have that and the sun sword on me right now, and he, came up to my face and said hi. It's fine.
go ahead and roll me an investigation check to see how many sections we can peruse today.
Can I roll better than a 4, or are we going on a steady decline? Let's find out. Yes.
Wow.
Apparently, this is the important
There
thing.
you go.
Apparently. So you have 3 sections. So go
Ooh.
ahead and roll me, let's see, roll me 3 d20s, just flat out d20s.
3D20, go. Okay, I just rolled
Damn.
3 natural 20s in a row.
Whoa.
And a
My
19.
god.
Whoa.
Wow.
I don't know
Where
what to
were
do
those
with
rolls
this.
when they were
Apparently,
ability
right,
checks?
right. I can't roll ability checks.
Okay. Wow. How do
See,
I?
apparently,
Okay.
this is the thing
Okay.
that matters right now, so I guess we're doing this, guys. I see you in a couple days.
You are quite angry at this point, and you get down and you kind of begin to page through the book. The book itself has a mind of its own, in a sense. You know this because it pulls you into memories. It pulls you towards places. And what does Des feel in this moment? I guess it's important.
Pissed.
What is the main emotion?
It's a real good mix of just like sadness and just determination that we're gonna get this shit done.
Okay. That is excellent. And the book feels that, and it echoes back to you. It knows that what you seek isn't a simple story. It isn't just something to keep you occupied. You look for means to get shit done. So you rolled on the exact same section. What that means is you go directly to the back where you know the tatters of Strahd's spellbook are. You have done this before. It has granted you things, abilities to do things. So, you have a choice, and because we are doing just you, and I don't want to do this over DM, first of all, I need you to choose for me between these 3 spells.
All right.
Detect thoughts. I'm going to write them down, actually, to make this
Yes,
easier for you.
please. Because I will immediately forget.
Detect thoughts, gust of wind, and mirror image.
Ooh.
Okay.
Choose
Mirror
between one
image
of
would be very helpful.
yeah.
It
Choose
will be.
one of these.
Yeah. Let's see. I mostly know detect thoughts because I used that fairly recently. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with mirror image.
Mirror image. Okay. You may add mirror image to your spell list. It does not take you a spell slot to cast it. However, when you cast it, you need to use 2 of your hit dice.
Okay.
Not use as in roll them to regain health. You just get rid of them for the day.
Okay. 2 hit dice per use.
Next, you gain this ability. You feel it sink into your fingertips, something familiar. The ability to evade, the ability to make things that your imagination can see come true. You gather this power, you feel it sink into you. You know time has passed, but you can't seem to stop. Your determination, this fuel is driving you, and you go to the next section. There's another 3 spells for you to choose from.
All right.
Animate dead, fireball, or non-detection.
Oh.
What the hell is non-detection? What is non-detection? What is this? Oh, okay, that's pretty much my amulet. But I could do it on somebody else. Fireball, obviously a fun choice.
Obviously.
It's 3 hit dice for whatever I choose.
Yep. Those cost you 3 hit dice each whenever you use them.
Have things gotten bad enough that she would resort to animate dead? I don't know.
Well, you don't want to make a bunch of spooky skeletons to go terrorize your enemies?
Don't
I
know
feel
if the
remiss
Raven Queen would like that.
and not spending enough time narrating the sounds
Please
that those
don't.
skeletons made as they dislodged themselves because it was awful.
Listen, sometimes you just gotta send a message, you know?
There was a message. That was definitely a message.
Is there
Abby,
any
don't
way to
touch the
upcast
bitch.
any of these?
To upcast them?
Yeah, is there,
upcast them?
since they take hit dice to use, is there a way to upcast or no?
Like
I would
adding
say
another
yes.
hit dice?
Adding another hit dice would allow you to cast Fireball, for example, at a greater level. Yes, I would allow that.
Okay. And like 1 per higher level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You use all your hit dice for
Ooh.
a level 10
Yeah,
fireball.
I mean, level 1,000,000 fireball. Can I only upcast to the point that I can cast spells, or can I cast higher with the hit dice?
That's a great question. What level spells do you have right now?
We have up to 5th level right now.
Up to 5th level? Honestly? Well, damn it. You think you might be able to. Roll me an insight check. Roll me an insight check.
Against myself.
Against yourself. Against the book.
Insight self. Insight book.
Inside book. You think you might be able to do that, to push through it? There might be some consequences. You're not sure
Okay.
what these are. You think it's physically possible. Whether it is a good idea is another matter.
I think. Okay, I just need to ask you. I'm going to DM you one question, and then I'm pretty sure I've made my choice, but.
There's still one more to go.
Hell yeah.
I can't believe you rolled 3 natural 20s in a row. What is that?
And then a
It's a
19.
1 in 8,000.
Go get that's your shiny chance out the window right there.
No.
The 19 or higher is 1 in 80,000. The 4 in a row, 19 or higher. So you're just breaking the probabilities
Hell
right
yeah.
up until that point. That was just crazy.
Oh. What if they're
Hold on, I'll answer. I know exactly what you're asking. Except for you, I guess.
Right. That does possibly change things.
I think it would be really fun and an interesting character choice, though.
It would, which is why I'm still probably going to take it. But yeah, all right. I'm gonna take Animate Dead.
Okay.
All right. 3 dice to use that one. And then there is the last choice as you continue to flip through. You know that at this point it's getting dark outside. So
She
it's
doesn't
getting to
care.
be
Yeah.
into the evening, yeah, but you don't care.
She's just going for it. As long as okay.
The butthole doesn't attack her.
Right. 3 hit dice per cast for that one. And then okay. Also useful. And I already have Blight, so this is Polymorph. Person. See, I would take polymorph if we have ever seen anything that would be worth polymorphing into.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you can't
we
really
haven't
become a
seen
T-Rex in this game.
No.
right? We haven't seen a T-Rex, and that's my go-to. But
Yeah.
can't think of what beasts we've seen
Other than
that
a
are
giant
like
horse.
Wolves.
Fucking giant horse.
Wolves.
wolves,
Yeah, bears, boars, like just
the usual,
normal
but
things, yeah.
Basic
I mean,
bitch.
is polymorph limited to what you're seeing?
Mm.
I thought that's just wild shape.
I thought you had to.
Polymorph, you
No.
have to have at least like seen the creature or know of it. Which
Yes, I think so.
I would allow for things that you've
That's wild
seen.
shape. Sure, I don't.
I think
So,
I mean,
wild shape limits you by levels based on what you can do, like fly or swim.
Yeah, but it does also
Yeah,
say
but
in it.
Yeah.
you have to have seen it for wild shape.
Right.
I don't.
But-
I mean, you're the DM, so you could definitely run it that way. But I don't think polymorph has that limitation. That it's something you have to see.
here's my
Not in
question.
person.
Yeah.
Not in person, but you have to like know of it to turn into it.
I was about to say, like,
Right, 'cause
here's
you
my
can't really,
question, because, like, Freyer's been around the block. What if, like, Freyer uses, like, silent image to show Des an image of something
a
that
T-Rex.
they've never seen? Yeah, basically.
Has Freyr
Nice
seen a
little
Just,
T-Rex?
I don't know.
Have you seen a T-Rex?
Meh, bah.
It's just like I love polymorph, but it is only so useful in that T-Rexes are kind of the only thing that's actually useful. Besides
The
for
new-
like
crocodiles?
narrative
Yeah.
us-
The new form
reasons, I
can be any
suppose.
beast whose challenge rating is equal to or less than the target's.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game statistics. Yeah, I guess it doesn't.
Doesn't
It doesn't
specify
say.
in it.
Yeah, I mean,
I
like I said,
would-
the
Okay.
DM, you can completely run it as you have to have seen it.
It makes sense. Like you can't just make up a creature because then you're just making up a creature, making up its statistics. So I would say it has to be something you would have at least like seen on a page of a book. I'm not saying you have to see it like in person and know its biology,
Right.
but I just don't think that Des would be able to conceptualize a T-Rex out of nothing.
She can certainly try.
She could certainly try. What is the challenge rating of a T-Rex?
8.
It's 10.
8?
Oh, is
Okay.
it? I thought it was 10.
No, I thought it was 8.
Oh
It
my
is
god.
It's 8.
8? Okay.
Ocho.
Yeah. That's the like polymorph is only good up to like there isn't anything past challenge rating 8 anyways.
Nope.
It sucks. It's just like you can do it up to your level, but the biggest thing there is a level 8. That's it.
Still a good meat shield, but
It is. I use it quite often.
oh,
Yes,
okay.
you do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take greater invisibility then.
Sounds good. 4 hit dice for greater invisibility. All right.
That's
Very good. All right. You
Study
immerse
forbidden magic.
you immerse yourself. Oh, you know what? Ah, shoot, I forgot. You have a level of exhaustion, but that's not. Is it ability checks that get disadvantage?
Mm,
No. Wait.
yes.
Exhaustion. First level of
Yes.
exhaustion.
But that's up to you.
Yeah, disadvantage on ability checks.
This
Okay.
is also quite motivated.
This is also quite motivated.
You have
You
an
were rolling
inspiration you could
investigation,
burn
terrible.
for
Yeah.
to cancel out the disadvantage or anything.
True.
Could Des
Do you?
feel inspired by something or goddess to cancel the investor or the fatigue out for that one check?
I won't retroactively because I forgot about it. I was just wondering. But Des, as you come out of
put it
your
on disadvantage to remember.
that's fine. But Des, as you come out of your stupor, you know that it is late at night. You're not sure how late, but probably should have been asleep several hours ago. What is your plan?
Would it be like a con check to see if she could just keep going?
You want to continue? I would say that if you wanted to push through, you can, and continue to read the book. You would be taking extra levels of exhaustion for every section you read from here on out.
Okay. 1 per section.
1 per section you read, yes.
Alright, she'll stop and go to bed for now then.
Okay.
Because if it was just 1, sure, but that's a potential. If I do really well again, that's 4 levels.
Go ahead and I guess, what are you doing with the book?
She just
when you go to bed?
She keeps it very close to herself.
Right.
Pretty much just like yeah, she would just like keep it, like go to bed with it in her hands or like in her arms.
Okay.
Just in case.
All right. Hugging the tome. Feeling like you have an intense connection to it somehow. Not as intense as your goddess, of course. But still, there's just something there. Like a string that connects you inevitably. You clutch it close to your chest, you stumble off of the chair and find a mat on the floor. Find some discarded rags. And slowly you crawl in and you go to bed. And we will pull away from that. And we will go to the other player that we've been eagerly waiting to check up on, who is Scendo, who really hasn't had a chance to,
terrorized.
Just making his way.
Right.
Making my way
Step in the
downtown.
waterfall.
Which is why it would have been funny if I had failed and gone over the waterfall.
Yep. It would have been. Hey, at least then the 2 of you would have been together, and I wouldn't have felt
Right?
as, terrified as I do right now. Jess gonna get herself killed.
Yep. All right, where's my waterfall? Where's my waterfall? No, I don't have a waterfall. I guess it's just, we'll just do the same ambient rumbling. Because it's waterfall. Scendo! Scendo. You have traveled here after finding the camp that was promised to you to be a safe haven. Rather, I don't want to say uneventful, but it was kind of sus.
Fucked up.
It was a little bit fucked up, yep. So instead of stopping there, because it seemed a little bit fucked up, you decided to head onwards to cross over the bridge. You made your way to the bridge, and you did say that you had, like, regular camping supplies with you. So I will say that you were able to set up a little bit of a, a campsite further away from the bridge, on a piece of flat-ish rock closer to the waterfall so that your noises are a little bit masked and it's a little bit out of the way. But I suppose, yeah, you've been traveling all day, you've been on foot all day. Is there anything else you'd like to do, or are you just going to go ahead and take your long rest before heading off the next morning?
I'm probably gonna throw some spells into my Ring of Spellstorm before I take a long rest.
Okay. Nice. Probably a good idea.
But yeah, other than that, back.
All right. Excellent. Yeah, I guess you go ahead and go to bed. Roll me a Man, how do I do this? Oh, what would be a fun thing to do? I guess because you are sleeping. And you do require sleep, right? You're human? Or, wait,
He's
Asimar?
yeah, but he does require sleep. He's just not human.
Okay, gotcha. Just making sure. Cool. Roll me a perception check with disadvantage. Nice. That's fucking good perception. Oh, okay. Uh,
Nothing gets past old Shendo's keen hearing, apparently.
apparently, yeah. You're deep in your tent when you hear a rock clatter. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna roll really quickly, just to make sure that I'm not. I'm being fair here. I'm being fair.
Yeah, 24 is good, but they might
24
beat it.
is good. 24 is good.
You hear someone fall down a cliff.
It's Des.
You hear Des go.
Ah, squish. This is your fault, Strahd.
Fuck you, Strahd.
Yeah.
Everything's your fault.
Okay. You
Every day.
you hear a rock clattering outside, and then it falls silent. You hear a crow cawing in the distance. And actually, you don't hear much else other than that. Seems to be a relatively quiet night. Scendo, I do want to ask, do you go to bed in your armor or what?
Oh, Shendo
what
doesn't
is-
wear. He never has armor.
Oh, that's right, because you're not a... Okay,
Yeah.
no, that's good. I always forget.
Shendo's just walking around in some like shabby looking, kind of loose fitting adventurer's clothes. He's very unassuming. He also, it almost looks like he doesn't have a weapon on him too, because he summons his weapon at will. So, like, to the
He's just some dude.
person, he probably looks like a vagabond, just like a homeless dude wandering around.
Fair.
Other
Fair.
than the gauntlet, but he kind of he can cover that with a long sleeve for the most part. So
Mhm. Okay. Sounds good. That is excellent. You are sleeping. Oh, hold on. Sorry for going so back and forth on this. I'm just trying to decide how we're going to play this um, fun little side piece. You do hear some sort of rustling outside that partially wakes you. It's not. You're not sure if it's an animal or something else. You're kind of groggily half up.
like, it just sounds like an animal.
Sounds like an animal that might have been, yes, on the cliffside. Not too close to the tent, honestly. Just hear some rustling, a little bit of rocks clattering against each other.
All right. Trying to see how this enters. What does Mage Hand count as?
As in, what kind of spell, or?
No, like, as it exists, what is a Mage Hand while it's out?
A hand.
Well, it's a spell.
Incorporeal.
It's incorporeal. It's not an object.
Scanlan's hand.
Scanlan's hand.
Yeah.
It's not an object, and it's not a creature. It's just a magical effect, I would say. Why?
It wasn't anything major. He's just gonna cast Mage Hand real quick and just float it outside the tent. have it
Okay.
pick up a rock and toss it just to see if whatever's out there reacts to the noise or movement.
Okay.
Normally it would just look like a tiny hand, right? Doesn't it just look like a spectral hand
Yeah.
usually of
It
whatever
does,
that
yeah.
would
because
do?
it can
Mhm.
barely lift anything that's like 5 pounds.
But it could, I mean, it could definitely do that. I just,
I'm not looking like I said, I wasn't asking what it looks like or what it can do. I just needed to know what it exists as.
fair.
You use the mage hand, rustle it outside of your tent, grab whatever first rock that you can kind of see through the half darkness, and toss it. After a few seconds, you hear a splash, and you presume that is the rock landing in the water before it gets carried away over the waterfall. You don't hear anything else. It grows eerily quiet after that.
Seems fine.
Yeah, what's the worst that can happen, you know?
Yeah.
Sure, I'm sure nothing could go wrong out here. I mean, if nothing else happens, he'll just kind of keep his eyes peeled for a bit, give it a little bit of time to see if anything else happens, keep his ears open, and then if it stays uneventful, he'll just drift back to sleep.
All right. After a while, you do drift back to sleep. After a while, you enter that dream state again. Just out of curiosity, roll me a wisdom saving throw, please. Okay. What does Scendo usually dream of? I want to know.
All kinds of crazy things. Like sometimes good, like daring feats heroes have accomplished, overcoming all kinds of evil, triumphing over monsters, things like that. Or it could be like terribly horrific things where the bad guys win, things don't go how the heroes want it, that sort of thing. Because his whole thing is trying to come up with the best epic that he can. So the whole reason he's out there is finding crazy good things or crazy bad things. So his dreams are a hodgepodge of all kinds of like fantastical things that may or may not have happened, things he's heard of, things he's seen, that sort of thing.
Okay. These are flashes of imagery across your mind. They are vivid. You have a bright imagination. You know what this would look like. The loss, the success, the win against a terrible fight, or perhaps the defeat. It comes at you quickly, and it feels more like a movie, although you don't know what a movie is, but you think that, maybe if you could invent it, it would be real cool. And in the way that dreams typically work, you don't really notice when it transitions into something else. It feels natural. It doesn't feel like an invasion or anything. It just feels like you are living a story, you are living an epic tale, and suddenly you are talking. You find yourself talking. You find yourself speaking of these incredible accomplishments that you've either witnessed or have done yourself. And the atmosphere is comfortable. It's warm. There's a fire nearby. It's crackling quietly. And honestly, everything seems to be, just real nice. You think you're in an inn. You feel like you're in a comfortable place. There's suddenly a mug in your hand filled with ale or whatever strong liquor you prefer. You're in an inn. And you are sitting there and talking to somebody, a very polite gentleman, uh, very intent on listening to your story. He's very happy to hear it. It's a familiar inn. It's an inn that you have been in before, perhaps even an inn that you remember from previously. Um, you're telling him of all of these accomplishments, and he's nodding along and kind of, supporting you, listening very intently, and finally he sets his wine glass down with a soft clink upon the table, and he kind of peoples his fingers under his chin and gives you a long look, and he goes, "So, what do you hope to do with all these stories? What is your purpose, if I may be so bold to inquire?"
Well, it's nothing too crazy. I just want to make sure that something I make lasts.
Incredible. That really is at the heart of it, isn't it? Making a story that goes on for longer than we do, that succeeds us, really is good. Is that why you came here to this place?
It's why I go everywhere.
And what
It's like a
about
it's like a little voice in the back of my head, just incessantly telling me that I need to keep doing something.
I can really respect that. I really think that telling stories, not letting them die out, is something that really keeps the world turning, don't you think? There's so many wonders here. It would be such a waste if they were just to go unnoticed, go unknown. The man before you, as you're kind of glancing up at him, you're a little bit more focused on your story. It's a little bit less interesting to you, but still, it catches your attention because you think that you probably maybe even know who this is. He's, yeah, relatively tall. Why is it dark and stormy? um,
Because it's him.
Wonder.
uh,
No.
keeps his hair long. He's dressed a little bit antiquely, but he carries himself well, think a lord of some sort. But there's something strangely off about him as well. He just goes, what shall I call you then for the rest of our conversation, if you don't mind? I don't want to be rude. What is the name you prefer?
You can call me Scendo.
Scendo. Yes, very good. Excellent. Scendo, are you a man of agreements? I don't want to go so far as to say contracts. That is far too serious for what I would like to get into here. Just wanted to know if perhaps you would be interested in a proposal that would benefit both of us mutually.
He's trying to bribe you, that bitch.
Of course he is.
I'm all ears. It depends on what's in it and what you're looking to do, but I'm always open.
Right. Do you know who I am? I suppose that is the best start to this conversation.
Does Shindo?
I don't know, roll me a history check. How prepared were you? I mean, you did say that you kind of knew going into Barovia that there was... Yeah. Damn, guys. Yeah, get all the natural 20s out now. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're pretty certain that this is the famed vampire that plagues Barovia, as it were, and you've heard the others talking about him. You can connect the dots. You're a skilled journalist. Doesn't take a lot.
Yeah, I think I have a pretty good idea of who you might be.
Excellent. That does make this process a little bit easier. Now, Scendo, sorry, don't mean to presume to be on first name basis. Master Scendo, what do you know about the people who have been traveling with you for a shorter time as you've been here?
I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, next to nothing.
does seem... Yes, that does seem rather accurate, doesn't it? I see. In which case, I don't imagine you have a very strong connection to their own crusade that they've undertaken here. I see you to be a man of storytelling, a man of tales, both good and bad, that wants to simply record everything that happens. I don't imagine you would want to break the honor of a journalist and become anything less than a neutral party. Is that correct?
Yeah, that pretty much hits the nail on the head. I'm pretty unbiased here.
Excellent.
I'm not really here to do or change anything. I'm kind of here just to see what gets done or gets changed. So
Excellent. In that case, I think we might be able to come to an agreement. Now, I will be frank with you because I know that you probably favor truth above anything else. And the fact of the matter is, the people that you've met down in those caves and whatever happened there, they have been a rather intense thorn in my side for quite a while now. I do believe that over the past few months that they've been in my domain, the things that we could do together have petered out, as it were. They have turned to ashes before me. I think our work is primarily done, and I would like to give them a grand exit as they deserve. However, I would also love it if you could potentially inform of how this all goes down, as opposed to getting in the way. Do you understand where I'm going with this?
so you kind of want me hands off, is what you're saying.
That is precisely what I'm saying. I'm very glad that we could come to an understanding so quickly. Now, I suppose the more important matter is that something that you think you would be capable of?
Oh, absolutely.
Good. Kind of gracefully traces the rim of the wine glass, sings a little bit. You think it might be crystal. Now, I want to ask above the table, is Scendo truthful about being able to be hands off?
No, he's not. He's lying through his teeth. The big bad guy just offered him up like a really spicy spot, and he's definitely would be down to see where that goes. But he's also down to see what happens if he completely betrays that weird level of trust this man just showed.
Excellent. I will need you to roll me a deception check. And I will roll one in return. Oh no! Cray, we've lost Cray. I'm sorry.
I'm still
No, it's all good.
recording. Okay.
I'm at least here in Discord.
On the phone.
On the phone.
I mean, Discord just went completely pitch black.
Weird.
Oh my god.
Hopefully that's not our internet, but
excellent. Strahd kind of continues to trace the rim of the wine glass quietly.
Hi.
Well, hi, Cray. You good?
I was just testing to see if the dice roller worked or if it was just Discord. And it's just Discord. Please continue.
Okay. That's a lot of natural 20s, man. I'm glad you're getting them out of your system now, but damn, okay. All right.
It is an inordinate amount of 20s, yes.
Strahd continues to gently stroke the fingertip of the crystal with his finger and just goes, good. I'm very glad to hear that, Mr. Scendo. I think that you and I can have an understanding. After all, what story doesn't have a grand finale, am I right?
Yep, nothing is worse than ending on a low note.
Indeed. Very good. Well, in that case, I believe you have made a choice. And don't get me wrong, it's an honorable choice, I think. So, I hope that when the time comes, you will weigh the options that I've given you. Oh, and one more thing, Mr. Scendo, before I let you go.
Mhm.
Kind of raises his glass to you in a kind of almost salute, essentially. Just kind of smiles, says, I want you to keep in mind that I have been Lord of this land for a very long time, and I have had to deal with the media for longer than that, even.
Mhm.
And I just want you to know that I know that all journalists lie.
Mhm.
And he smiles, and suddenly everything goes dark in just the snap of his fingers. And Shendo, I hope I don't need to ask, but I will for posterity's sake. Does a 33 hit?
Oh,
Eh,
boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
Oh,
Excellent.
no.
Shendo, you wake up.
Oh no.
There is claws in your chest cavity, and there is somebody almost directly on top of you, grinning wide.
You take 543 damage.
Not yet, you don't. Not yet.
Annihilated.
Sheesh.
This is a vampire wife. Or bride.
Cray is watching me.
You said, does a 33 hit? I didn't even need to be.
Oh, okay, that's true. That's
You
true.
just didn't say it was a 20. I'm like, what?
It wasn't an auto hit, so it
Close.
wasn't a 20.
It was close.
Close.
Shendo, you take a 16 slashing damage, and because she has multi-attack, she will go again.
Oh, God. Oh, no. We're all
That's
gonna
a
get
31.
Oh my god.
What happened?
That is 19 slashing damage.
Ready?
And we are going to roll initiative now that her sneak attack, as it were, is finished.
Is Ernest gonna
Um,
lose his backup character right after he got it?
We just
Time
lost the
to
ability to
bring
bring
Carter
Carter
back.
back. We
I know.
can't. He is under several dozen feet of snow.
You guys
He is
don't do this on purpose. You guys pissed him off. There's you guys
Yeah.
were split up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to kill you, but Strahd does.
But you will.
Why are you doing this to us,
He's
Chekhov?
just not playing around anymore. He is so done.
I don't even need. She has advantage on initiative, and I don't even need to roll. She rolled natural fucking 20. It's finally my time to shine, and it doesn't feel
No.
good. It doesn't
No.
feel good.
No.
Don't.
Don't.
Stop it.
God,
Get some help.
y'all.
Just let us
Okay.
get back together.
Can we?
Reunited, and it feels so good.
All right, it's her turn again. She grins at you and she cocks her head as if she's listening to something that you can't hear, and then she goes, "Well, it appears that you have lost your gambit. Excellent. I've been waiting for this." And she goes in and she is gonna shank you again.
Oh, no.
Nope. No more.
No.
23.
Okay, then reaction is going to be a shield, and that's going to make that a miss.
Okay, excellent. And then she, growling with rage, is going to go for another attack. Her second attack. Give me 1 sec. 24.
Yep, that's right on the money.
That's right. Okay. Right. That is another 22 slashing damage as she continues to
Wow.
tear your chest cavity from the
20 what?
inside. 22, sorry, 22.
Jesus, why can't I get the vampire that Aurora fought?
Right?
This one is not joking.
Nope.
Nope. But it is your
Apparently
turn.
Well, man, at this point, I don't think there's anything I even can do.
Mhm.
Mm,
Scendo, roll me really quick. Roll me a history check because you are mechanically set for this. Okay. Not hard to figure out. You know some things about vampires because you went into this prepared. You know that there are some things that they hate. Sunlight, which is
Garlic.
very hard to come by because it's in the middle of the motherfucking night. And another thing, which is running water.
Yeet thyself over the waterfall, Scendo.
While flipping them off.
okay. Well, I mean, we're right here. I'm just gonna right. I'm gonna cast a daylight.
Ooh.
Is daylight sunlight or is it just bright light? I don't remember.
I will link it. It's like it's just bright light.
Bright light. Okay.
But
No,
I'm
let
just
me
gonna
double check
I'm
something.
gonna put you off guard with a blinding light, so I actually can get to the water
Okay.
because I don't have any movement abilities with Shindo other than attack.
Okay. Do you have anything to stop her from taking an opportunity attack on you?
I mean, not if she can just attack me. No.
Okay. So you're throwing up the daylight and then you're moving, or?
Well, I mean, if I could throw up the daylight first,
Yep.
yeah. If I can't, then
You can throw up the daylight. There's nothing stopping you from casting spells. However, daylight unfortunately is not sunlight and does not impose
Disadvantage.
doesn't actually disadvantage. Yeah. Roll me your spell attack modifier roll. So roll me a charisma check. And I will roll wisdom to see if she's startled by it, to make it fair.
Hell yeah.
25, yeah. Okay, let's see if she can try to succeed. All right.
Pocket
That's a
light.
fucking yeah, he says she is afraid that it is sunlight in that moment, so she flinches back. I will still roll an attack of opportunity, but it'll be at disadvantage.
all right. Then I guess I'm just, not much else I can do, but going past the dive, get
All
in
right.
that water.
All right. She rakes out at you with her claws. That is an 18 to hit.
No, that doesn't even hit my base.
Okay. Excellent. You take your steps, you run past her, she tries to grab at you and you feel your clothes ripping as she pursues, and then you dive into the water. She could have... Okay, give me 1 second. I'm thinking of what she would do because she is the headstrong one.
Can't cross running water. It hurts. Go away.
It does hurt. However, she's not the kind to let pain get to her.
Fuck off.
That's fine. If you kill her in the running water, I don't think she can ghost out.
Okay. You go in here. I'm almost tempted to be like, the river gets its own initiative, because as soon as you're in the water, you splash, you go down, your entire body hurts because you have been slashed open to bits and pieces. But it is
Yeah.
cold, and the numbness of it for a moment actually feels good. You can't see, you can't hear, because you're underwater. She will use her legendary action to jump in after you for just a hot second. And she's going to swing. She's going to take that fucking acid damage because she's fucking annoyed.
Going for it.
And she's going to take another swing at you with disadvantage because she's fucking... It's 22?
Another shield. No, thank you.
Bounce off. Alright. That is her single legendary action. And then she is going to begin to move back to try to get out of the water because she's sinking real fast. Alright. Scendo, on your turn, I need you to make a strength saving throw. Unless you're just letting yourself be carried off over the waterfall. What are you trying to do, I guess, is the question.
I mean, I need to be in the water so she can't just jump me, but I don't know how far that waterfall is gonna be, huh? I get it. Can I try to like shift towards this side of the waterfall to get to this rock?
Yes. Roll me a strength saving throw to fight against the current. Okay.
Ooh.
All right. So you are able to, instead of just being carried off, you're able to kind of control your movement. You're going to be pretty close to the rock. I'm going to need a acrobatics or athletics in order to try to grab it.
You're good with one of those.
But actually, that's going to be okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's going to have to be on your next turn. I'm just going to keep track really quick. She is climbing out of the water. I'm going to roll for her. Fucking take it. Yeah, she's not having a fun time either. Where's your strength? You're fine. You're super strong. But also. She's having trouble. She's clinging onto the rocks, but she's being burned to hell.
Hell yeah. Get fucked.
Not ideal, but you, Scendo, on your turn, you grab onto the rock. Water's rushing all around you. Make me, you've managed to grab onto the rock. In order to hang on to it, you're going to need to make me another strength saving throw.
Well, definitely not what I'm good at.
Ooh. Okay. You've managed to grab on, but unfortunately at the last moment, the rushing water overpowers you, and you feel your fingers slipping, and you feel as you begin to be carried off by the current. For a moment, you feel weightless. And then everything goes dark. Scendo, can you roll? Oh boy, I'm gonna have to double check.
Get out of the churn. Just get out of the churn. If you didn't hit rocks on the way down, then falling off a waterfall, regardless of height, isn't necessarily that dangerous. It's also where the water is normally the deepest.
All right.
You just gotta get out of all that churning water.
Scendo, just for funsies, can you roll me a D100? If you roll... Because the hitting water versus hitting rocks thing is like 50-50. So anything above 50, you hit water primarily, and it's deep enough. Anything below 50, you're going to hit rocks as you fall in.
Oh, God.
69.
Our fucking shiny Pokemon.
Yay.
Scendo.
Shiny Froakie shows up to save friends.
Alright. In which case, I'm gonna roll some damage. Might be minimal, but
Fine.
It's a pretty fucking tall waterfall. You are falling into water. You're not taking straight up falling damage. But still. It's a fucking tall waterfall. I'm just gonna say that.
It's fine.
As I'm falling, can I do anything?
What are you trying to do? Because if you want to cast a spell, I would allow it if you have a high enough dex check. What do you want to do?
Trying to see if I have anything that could help a little. I guess, yeah, if I can cast a spell, I could try to throw a little bit of a buffer on myself.
Okay.
I don't have anything good healing wise, but I do have heroism, so
Okay.
Okay. Heroic dive off the waterfall.
Yep.
It just means that when he hits that first rock and bounces,
Hmm.
it eats up some of the temporary hit points. Next round, hopefully, he hits the next rock, it eats up some more of the temporary hit points because he hit it every round.
Okay. You hit.
I can tell you right now, if it's more than one round of damage, Shendo's down.
Oh no.
That bitch hit me for like almost 60 damage.
Yeah, that was nasty.
This was a real deal vampire right here. This was not fun.
Yep.
You plummet over the waterfall, which is incredibly tall, but it's kind of good because you're not hitting a lot of things on the way down. Now, here's the thing. The damage I'm gonna roll is 10d6. It could only be 10 hit points that you lose. It could be 60.
Yeah, it's a pretty safe bet. Shendo's about to die, y'all. I'm probably gonna have to find a backup.
Oh my god.
No.
No, it's fine.
Aurora and let me have the easy one. What? Yeah, legendary actions.
Trust me, Aurora didn't have the easy one.
She just went
There was
easy
more.
on me.
There was more to it.
Yeah, no,
All right.
Shendo's like nobody's here to help him, so he's definitely gonna drown. That's it for him.
I want you to roll me.
God damn it.
Let's see. 2GM, can you roll me death saving throws, please?
Even with the temporary hit points equal to your whatever, that wasn't enough to help.
It did 35. I
35.
didn't even have 15.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god.
He did almost
Whoop.
60 to me.
Yeah, I thought maybe you had a little bit more than that. Oh well.
No.
Okay.
If she hit me after I was awake, and probably would have been a very different story, but she had advantage and like I was just flat. That's not a good time for Shendo.
Sorry, man. She rolled a natural 20 on her stealth check in the beginning.
Of course.
And
As one does.
yeah, she rolled a lot of natural ones. I'm gonna message you because there's a couple of ways this can go. But for now, I think we're gonna have to leave Shendo where he is.
Oh no.
Oh no.
There's a couple of options. I don't want to just kill you guys without, options.
You say
but
that.
it'll be up to you.
Damn.
This is really sad. Earth barely got to play this character.
No, that's why. Here's the thing. I thought the deaths would catch up to him.
Yeah, well.
And there would be more than one person on that. So.
The silence.
The silence. Sorry, it's just a click clacking of my keys. Boy, Freyr, should we go to you?
I don't
Well,
know. I'm scared.
Don't worry. You know that some of the worst is already behind you.
I'm still bleeding from the fight.
You're fine.
Give me 1 second. I'm just going to really quickly show something to Scendo. Just real quickly. Just real quickly. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about it. Got you guys.
Okay.
I'm worried about it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Freyr, I think we're gonna have to finish up with you.
Okay.
So, you know. Um, so here's the thing. Wait, hold on. Wait.
Oh no.
What time did I leave you? Where are you chronologically right now?
We woke
Um,
up, made it to his little campsite.
and then everything went down. Okay. Cool. So you're like, it's midday. You don't know anything that's happened. You're in the camp. After everything goes down,
Running
it's
away
kind of a
from the
blur.
camp.
He like grabbed your hand, you grabbed him and you're like, okay, we go, we run.
We're fucking
And you
leaving.
run. Granted, it's going to take a while for you to get here. He is able to get you onto what is essentially Tselenka Pass, which you don't know much about. But you are on a path. He tells you essentially that it's going to take approximately 2 days to get to Kresk, but he's willing to go there with you. That's really the only thing you have left. Is there anything that you would like to do during this time? Anybody you would like to, well, I guess they can't answer you, but anybody you'd like to contact, anything you'd like to do?
What tokens do I have? I still have Des's, I have Eris's, I have Savid. The avalanche hasn't happened in my point in time.
It has.
Oh, it has.
The avalanche happened as soon as the messages from Des happened. They were like
Okay.
simultaneous because Craze was the last one, and then the avalanche went off.
So then, I guess I'll like ask if we can take like a short rest so I can heal up a bit.
Okay.
And
Definitely doable.
and then I'll
You don't want to
like
screaming from his.
do what?
You got Savid's heart. You don't want to get muffled screaming from an avalanche through his.
I don't think he can answer. That's the only bad thing.
No, he can't answer me. The messages only go one way.
Right.
So no, I'll take a short rest, and during that, I'll message Des, tell her you know, made it to a campsite of a comrade, got attacked by what I think was a vampire. I don't know, and somehow survived. And then, would I know that the avalanche happened, or?
Wait, hold on. I have to reread what Des sent you. Did Des tell you about the avalanche? I don't
No.
think.
No.
No, it was just glad you're alive. Head to Crest to regroup.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you don't know anything about the avalanche.
Nope.
So what do you send to Des in the middle of the day?
I message her, heading to Kresk. Found an ally. They're helping me get to Kresk. Was attacked. Think it was a vampire. Somehow survived.
Yes, this would have come approximately 2 hours as you were kind of getting down the mountain towards the river. What would you like to respond with?
I don't.
She can't respond.
We can't
Oh, that's
respond to
right. You
those.
can't respond. Never mind.
She's like, cool, bro.
Cool, bro.
Cool, bro.
You see, he bricked through a window with a note attached and just kept on driving.
Yup, pretty much. Just,
Best method. And then I'll probably do the same for Eris and for Savid.
Hmm.
Both of whom are fucking busy.
Well, you don't get any answer. They can't answer you anyways.
Yeah,
but
they
that's
can't
gonna
answer me
be-
anyway, so.
Okay. All
And
right.
then-
Anything else aside from that? I guess.
Just my short rest, or at least as much as we can for a short rest.
Yeah. You huddle down, kind of in the roots of a tree. Take your short break. You send out your messages. Emmett kind of stares off into the distance. He's got the 1,000-yard stare going on. He's kind of
6.
going through it. Yeah.
I need to do math.
Why do you what?
I don't have a token to add the or
But thank
access
you.
to a token to add the numbers.
Oh wait, you don't have the. Hold on, wait, isn't this yours? Did I not assign it to you? I'm sorry.
I can't
Give me
click
one
it,
sec.
no.
No, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Give.
This is an issue. You want your HP bar to be red or green?
We've always had it red.
Okay. That's right.
I'm
I'm the one.
Whoopsie.
First.
No, wait. What? How many days?
Mm-hmm.
4? Should be that. I'm gonna use a couple more. 12. Nope, that's the wrong number.
Gonna say, why did you take it down? Okay.
Hold on. Okay, that's better.
Okay.
Okay.
You take a short rest and then you continue to go?
Yep.
Okay. By the end of the day, I would say because this is a path, you would probably get somewhere around here, so you're getting further down. You're getting closer to civilization, but you will probably not be able to make it to Kresk until afternoon of the next day. So,
Then,
I
if
guess-
nothing bad happens, I guess I'll let him sleep, cuddling with him, trying to like share warmth, and then I'll just try and keep an eye out because I don't have to sleep.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. Roll me a perception check.
Sure. I'm
Or your watch.
so good at those. Why is it still to GM? That I rolled an 18.
Yes, you did roll an 18. Okay. You keep an eye out, and I mean, you notice the usual noise of animals, etc., all around you, but other than that, nothing seems to accost you. Every once in a while, you think that, like, you hear that melody again, but you're pretty sure that it's more just your paranoia more than anything. Your head just feels kind of unclear in general from everything that you've gone through. It's all just kind of the adrenaline's getting to you. It's exhausting, but eventually the day turns slightly brighter. And you think this is the version of sunrise that you've been waiting for. Eventually, Emmett stirs, begins to wake up, and I'm guessing you're going to head along on your way.
Yes.
Which means we can go for our last installment of this insanity to
Oh God, I
our,
forgot.
our good friend Eris.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. Eris, where is the map that I had you on? What is happening? What is
Are
going
you
on?
sledding down the mountain with the avalanche?
Well,
I'm in this mountain.
you're gonna have to. Yeah, we're gonna pick up. Hold on. Sorry. Where? Where is it? No. I had a map for you. Or not a map, but like at least like a general vicinity scene for you, but I can't see it anymore, so we're just gonna have to use our imagination.
Oh God.
No.
Yeah, sorry, this is gonna be we're getting into the
Fine, guys. I have 5 hit points, no weapon, no armor, and no
But you've got a
resources.
dream.
I fucking got this.
Got 5 hit
You
points
got
and
a
a dream.
dream, determination, and a goal. You're great.
Yeah.
I have a
That's
blue kobold who's mildly insane.
who's probably just as low as health as you are.
Yep.
Yeah, he has like 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
That was why I had him in like a bundle in my chest when we went sledding down the mountain.
Yep.
Because I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna take the damage. You're not, little guy. Here we go.
Whee!
Whee! You slid down the mountain. You eventually came to a rest. You're both underdressed for the weather.
Yep.
However, you are still alive, just barely. And you have Dumas with you. However, as the message from Des peters out, you realize something else as Dumas suddenly goes quiet and points down to the mountains in the south. And you both turn and observe as
Watch
a whole lot of
Crest get
snow
flattened.
liberates itself from the mountaintop. It's eerie because it's like watching it in slow motion. You realize that this must be going at insane speeds because it is covering an incredible amount of land as it is moving through. But it feels like it is going just inches by inches. And it makes it more painful because you see what is about to happen, but you also have to wait like a full minute for it to finish.
He just stands there, kind of transfixed as it rumbles down the mountain, and he kind of just sets Damas down. Now, I've only been there once, but that was where we were heading, was it not?
That was the goal.
Dumas just kind of very quietly goes, "Yep."
Takes a very deep, cold breath and shudders. That sounds about right.
Well, fuck.
Yes.
Reed and Cray and Carter's body. And Dumas just slowly kind of sinks into the snow
Oh no.
and looks down.
Oh no, now. Hold on.
We broke his heart.
We don't know that they have perished. They could just be buried under dozens of feet of snow and ice after being hit by thousands of pounds of falling debris. They
You're making
may
it
have
so much better.
survived.
They're dead!
No,
Oh no. No,
They're
baby.
dead!
kinda,
Dumas
like,
straight
takes
up
him-
collapses face forward into the snow, and you just hear very muffled from inside the snow.
He gives him a solid, 10 seconds to cry it out. Now, come on. They might not be, and they might need our help.
Eventually, Dumas kind of falls quiet, and instead of the "Arr!" you just hear heavy breathing.
Fine,
This is reminding me of the cow that can't drink milk.
pick him up and kind of just sling him onto his back.
Come on, Dumas.
Let's go. And we'll just make it for where the town used to be.
Like a desk. Like, you could go to Octavio's tower instead. Oh wait, we blew that up too.
Oh wait, we blew that one up too. Everything's destroyed. You've broken all your toys, Strahd. Are you happy?
Are you happy? You smashed everything trying to kill us.
Right? It's
And you
done.
only-
It's broken.
You know what the funniest thing is? Is that Scendo rolled so well on his persuasion. And the only reason that Strahd somehow got more than him, because Strahd doesn't actually have a fantastic insight. Strahd rolled a natural 20 on that check.
God damn it, Chekhov.
And got like a few points above. Just barely got a few points above.
Not. Oh my god.
Not to spoil the illusion, but you guys should really see these rolls for the.
Yeah, they were real bad. They were
Was
real
not-
bad.
I'm so
I was
sorry.
like-
you could get. It was hilarious.
I feel so bad. That was such a rough encounter. Oh my god.
I don't even know if I would have survived that by myself against
No.
her.
Probably not.
You would not
Oh,
have.
that was
You would
not a
have.
normal.
No.
Yeah, I probably spend the whole day on a 7-mile hike through the woods and terrain carrying a distraught blue kobold.
The face.
Eris, if you could be so fantastic as to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Because you're
you are
basically
hiking.
naked.
You're basically naked and you're hiking through the mountains, through snowy mountains.
fine.
He's fine.
Okay, he's fine.
He's been to the plane of ice. This is cold and unpleasant, but he has bigger things to keep his mind focused on, and he's basically making prayers to the Raven Queen to have kept the souls there safe, or to at least guide them to their final respite from here. He's letting Tomas just sob and do whatever he needs to do, and he's just gonna carry him.
Your shoulder
pretty
turns
quiet.
to ice.
He had he had a brief moment of horrible, but after a while, Dumas is less inconsolable and more just like depressed. Every once in a while, he starts listing all the ways that Cray and Savid and everybody else there could have died, and he's just like, suffocation, getting stuck through the head by an icicle. Did you know that some people can survive that? I heard a story once. I don't think that's the case here. Wouldn't it be cool, though? Wait, do you think that Carter's body's also crushed? Oh my god, what if we have to scrape him off of the wall? We can't let Death see that. She's gonna cry. It's gonna crush her. We're gonna have to put him into like a little bathtub and put him back together. And then we're gonna have to do the same for Cray. And what about Savi? Ah!
He will let him go on for far longer than is healthy, but when he finally stops to take a breath, he'll ask if he wants to hear a story, and he'll tell his own story of a man who was a soldier, a wanderer, a fighter, an adventurer, who traveled to a place that no one should ever go, with a group of people who trusted him greatly. And mistakes were made, and people died, and minds and lives were broken. And that man repented for years in a cell by himself with his shadow, his only friend. Until he was given a chance to be here. A chance to make up for his sins, for his failings, for his inability to keep his mind in control as he looked upon eldritch horrors at the edge of reality itself. And he'll just talk and try to, in as much detail, explain his life till this point. Not for any reason other than to just be like, I've been through some really crazy shit. I'm not saying an avalanche isn't intense, but we just slid down the side of a mountain. I am wearing my long johns without shoes. You are a blue kobold. Weirder things happen than people surviving avalanches.
I guess that's kind of true.
Besides, your friend Cray seemed to be at least somewhat magical in affiliation. Maybe he did something.
He's pretty smart. Hey, Eris.
Yes, Demas?
Sorry I kind of hated your guts at first.
Oh, they're having a heart-to-heart.
He kind of
You're
smiles.
actually okay.
I've
Well-
always thought you were quite wonderful, Demas.
Also, I'm
Thank
sorry
you.
that I kind of extorted you for money. You definitely didn't have to pay to stay at the end. They would have just let you.
Oh. Well, no use crying over spilt gold. Can't take it with you anyway when you go. I would know. I've ferried souls.
Yeah, that's actually another thing that I wanted to talk to you about. Your life is kind of fucked up.
No. It's
I know. I know.
Do you, though? Do you? This is maybe not the correct time to talk about this, but I mean, I'm assuming that it was you. The soldier was you,
Yes, that was me.
right? Why did your goddess do that to you? Put you in a... I mean, it wasn't your fault. That just seems cruel.
No. So, for my people to serve her, to travel beyond the borders of our world, the Shadowfell, and gather the stories and experiences and knowledge of all planes of existence, that is the greatest honor. And it was my failing, my inability to comprehend what beset me, that planted me in that cell. Not her. She put me there for I needed to be there, to learn to become as a shadow, so that I could walk out of a cage, do the things I needed to do to save you, to save despair, to protect who I could. So it is fucked up, but it has made me who I am, and who I am is who I needed to be right here. Feeling like I'm at about 1/20th of my fighting prowess with a tiny kobold on my shoulders who has depleted all of his magic with very little magic of my own on a walk to a town that is buried under snow. But
Yeah, we're kind of
both-
fucked.
we are both alive to be fucked. So,
Yeah,
plus.
that's my concern, because, like, if you're dead, you don't care if you're fucked. But if you're alive, to know that you're getting even more exponentially fucked. Anyway, he kind
That
of, like,
only
grabs...
indicates
The
you're
power of
feeling
three.
more alive.
He kind of grabs your head and kind of forces you, because he's riding on your shoulders like a toddler, essentially, at this point.
Mhm.
Kind of grabs your head and kind of forces it upwards so that he can almost look at you. It doesn't work, because, like, your neck can't crane that far back, and also he has a snout. So it's just kind of a really awkward situation, but he's trying to, like, get you to look him in the eyes, and he just goes, all I'm saying is that some lessons can be maybe taught through kindness. So maybe, actually, maybe it's a good thing you came here and, started to be obsessed with Des. Because at least, she's kind, and everybody else, Carter and Cray and everybody, maybe, that's the real lesson. It wasn't, listen to me, Eris. It wasn't the 100 Years dungeon. It wasn't that. This is your lesson. Are we there yet?
So you're telling me that lesson is the friends I've made along the way?
Oh, that would be ridiculous.
It would be ridiculous and a little cliched, but he kind of like settles him on his shoulders and keeps walking. But I like it. It's been a long time since I've been counted amongst friends.
Yeah, now we just gotta stay alive long enough to make it matter. Wow.
We will. Believe we will, and we will.
All right. Well, while you are walking back, I feel like we've kind of hit upon everybody at least a little bit. I apologize that it's not. But I feel like we're getting to the edge of where we usually play now, so I don't know. Did you guys want to keep going, or did you want to take a little break here? So
I'm good. I got a couple good naps before we played tonight.
okay.
Like,
What about-
Unfortunately, didn't. So, and I have to get up a bit earlier tomorrow because I have a meeting with my advisor
yeah.
after my shift, so.
All right. Then. Well, I figure Cray's just gonna dig himself out of the snow, and then like him and Savid will probably spend the day trying to dig out any survivors they can. But that was the only other thing that I had, just to catch Cray up to whenever Eris and Damas get there.
Okay. All right. We'll be rolling some rolls for that later. We'll be going back to see what happened with Scendo. Because, man,
Yeah.
oh, Scendo, wow. Well,
Mm.
spoiler
You
warning,
know.
Scendo definitely died.
Yeah.
But as
Kinda
for what
figured.
happened after, we'll get there when we get
Take
there. There's things.
y'all. Just take a guess right now.
Was it another fail,
it-
fail, critical fail type situation that are just
Yeah.
like, oh,
Absolutely.
Oh.
Take a guess what the two fails before the nat one to end it was.
9.
2 and a 3?
You got one right. It was a 3 and a 4.
Oh, oh, that's so brutal.
Absolutely.
That's the million years
Ideal.
dungeon right there.
Yeah.
Is those rolls.
Oh no.
Oh.
My chat, oh my god. I have someone named Strigley in my chat, and they're just going off about how an amazing DM you are, Chekhov, and how crazy you are as well.
For killing you guys. Thank you.
You took a hairy ball sack hanging from the ceiling and yoded us to the four corners of Barovia and literally gave us the survive meme. And have been hitting us with every truck you can find since. Like, no, the gloves aren't off because you're separated. That just means that they're going to hit you harder.
And
I'm-
also,
You know,
Fine.
I'm just waiting because, like, I definitely didn't expect Tess to be able to stay at the falls. Oh, the Scendo Falls. Oh, God. No.
oh no.
No, we're gonna rename them. Start a.
Yep.
What are you guys doing to my map? God damn it.
Don't worry about it.
I
Hey!
drew all over
Yeah.
the one from Shendo's conversation with Strahd, the one that he stole from the inn there. I doodled all over it while you were talking to Strahd, because fucking Strahd.
Oh, we've doodled on almost every map. It's great. I love it.
And yet,
It gives me
there
something
have
to
been
do.
no
too.
dicks. There are no dicks.
There are no dicks.
No.
You guys are
This
incredible.
this is too
No.
serious for a dick
It is.
pic.
It is. It's a little bit too intense.
But look, you guys are kind of, well, partially alive.
Hey,
Yeah.
both my characters survived. I think I'm about to have a run-in with
Damn it.
Freyr,
Gee.
and
Well, I didn't anticipate you guys being this separated for this long, but it's made for some interesting turns and swerves. So we'll see where it goes.
I had to
Yes.
decide if I want to bring that other guy in. Because,
Oh, you're a hunter?
yeah, that might be pretty fun too, I'm not gonna lie.
I
Oh.
mean,
thank you
I'm
for the
surprised you didn't bring him
Thank
in this time. So,
Yeah.
but
Well, now kind of Carter's off the table. That was going to be the potential backup. I wasn't sure
Yeah.
I'm
bring him back.
sorry.
Now he can
I thought about it. I was like, I could grab him. I am hasted. I could get there and back up there in like one turn again with my boots, but like I don't know how many rounds I have until the snow hits, and 5 seems like it's pushing it already. I'm so sorry.
It was really close because I had considered like 7 to 8 rounds,
Yeah, I figured it was
depending on where you were. I had an entire map of like not all of Kresk, but a larger amount of Kresk, which I was going to slap that avalanche
Oh
image
no.
on top of and be like, it's coming, it's coming.
Here
Oh
comes.
god, no. I'm glad that I didn't actually opt to watch that happen because I thought about it and I was like, all right, cool, I'm hasted. I could get up there. And then I realized that my haste was going to wear off after a minute and I was going to fall. And if I fell too far, too fast, I was going to hit the snow and then it was all for naught. So I was like, fuck it all, just going in the hole.
Dude,
Yeah.
you
by
hit
the
that snow,
way,
you're fucking dead.
an avalanche can move faster
Speed.
than 200 miles per hour.
Yep. It
Yep.
moves roughly the speed of sound.
Yep.
Mhm.
So
Neat.
the fact that you
Seems
barely
You feel it
survived.
before you hear it.
Oh yeah.
And then you hear it right as it's hitting you. It's, oh
and then you
god.
die.
And then you die.
just get a solid stance, and you can take it. No problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Mhm.
What's more deadly, an avalanche or some vampires? And
God.
just
Que
to
no
let
los
you
dos.
know,
Apparently,
yeah.
vampires. Because the vampires actually killed someone.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say I don't hate you, Shendo. There was a reason that Freyr's vampire was not as
Deadly?
dangerous, deadly. There was a reason for that.
It probably wouldn't have been as bad if Shindo wasn't asleep on the ground when the first 2 hits came out. But
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
infinite problems, because that took him from max health to like a fourth of his max health in one turn.
Yeah. Without
Yeah.
revealing anything, I love running that vampire. She's a fucking truck. She's a
Yeah.
fucking truck.
Yeah, when you were like, that's a 33 to hit,
Um,
I'm like, you didn't say that's a natural 20. You said 33, which means that we're
Right.
dealing with at least red dragon, ancient red dragon, or adult red dragon levels of modifiers here. Like plus 14s. That's
Let me just go ahead and
put some
solo
of that
tank
back,
that.
like all of that back. Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah. It was not fun. I'll tell you that much. Wake it up, 2 hands reaching into your chest, It's not a good time.
Right.
Oh.
But yeah, Shendo, definitely let me know if you want to continue to play Shendo or if you wanted to bring somebody else in because there's avenues for, various things. Like I said, I had plans.
Though, like the fact that Carter got, this is the perfect opportunity to bring the other guy in, based entirely on what his premise was originally. And since Carter's actually dead now, it kind of works.
He's entombed with
Mhm.
all of the things that we worked for and loved. All our money's down there.
God.
Not like we needed that. It's fine.
Yeah, we've got the casting gems, the diamonds and stuff, because Despair kept
Did
those.
Did Cray ever manage to make Des a sun pendant that she'd asked for?
I'm
That's
sure,
probably in the pile of snow and debris.
but
I
Well,
mean,
you definitely would have been able to complete it. Where you kept that, I
right.
will
If you
leave up
kept it
to
like
you.
on your person or in your bag.
He probably kept it around Birdess's neck.
I mean,
Hmm,
he actually
so-
probably might have. It's
Either that or worn
reasonable.
it himself.
Or he wore it himself. Yeah, he might have just
Hmm.
worn it himself until he had time to give it to her.
Hmm.
Yeah, because you need that as a casting focus, right? Or a
I
spell
do.
component. Yeah.
Spell component, yeah. for something that would be very nice and important for the final battle.
Yes. Yes. God.
Nice. Well,
That was
Oopsie
this was
doodle.
fun. That was fun.
Yeah.
I honestly, yeah. Shendo got by the fact that the vampires rolled real nice stealth, and I think her first attack was
Right.
also like a natural 20. I'm pretty sure.
Oh no.
That was
Just
let's
no.
go.
Just no.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
It's all good.
All right,
You win some, you lose some.
I better get going.
Yep.
Have a good
I
one.
guess.
Bye,
Bye.
Take it easy.
guys.
Thanks
See
for
you next week.
playing. Thanks for dying.
No, no.
I'm not dead yet.
Not dead yet.
We'll fix that. We'll fix that.
Okay.
Right, we all
Bye.
get a turn.
Yeah.
You all get a turn on the Strahd mobile. Up there.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Peace.
All right. Thank you so much for everyone who came and enjoyed watching this chaos. But strictly, no, this is not Cthulhu. But yeah, this it's usually what's been happening here in Curse of Strahd. But if you want to see any previous videos or sessions, go to my YouTube channel. They are almost all of there are right there. That link should be in my profile or somewhere on my Twitch channel. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and the next time I'll be able to stream will be this upcoming Sunday. I believe it'll be one after another because I am traveling to meet up with some friends in a different city, and we're doing an all-day session there, and I don't have the equipment to stream an all-day session. So, but yeah, hope to see you then, and I will catch you guys later. So, well, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you so much, and I hope you can spread the word, get more people, so I can try and continue doing stuff like this. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.